guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of Blown for Good, Scientology Exposed. Today, we are starting a little bit later than we normally do on Sundays because we have a special guest. So with no further ado, here is Claire and my wife Claire and Gary Jackson Morehead. Where'd he go?
Oh.
He disappeared.
Well, he'll be here shortly.
What happened, Gary?
We had it all working. We swear.
He was there 2 minutes ago.
He was. Oh, look, there's your hand in my camera.
Yeah, there's your hand.
Yeah. Well, while we wait for him.
Yeah, well, let me
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for being here.
When you see him pop back in.
Hold on.
Hold on. When you see him pop back in. There we go.
Okay.
When you see him pop back in, we'll go back to that other view there.
Perfect. While we have a few minutes,
yeah.
we can talk about. Apparently we're having some issues. No, we're good. We're good.
Turned everything off because I was gone for a week.
We're good. Yes. Welcome back, everybody. Okay. I wanted to mention that I saw there was a big article this week in the Times from UK about a reporter that went undercover to Edinburgh org.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That was Apostate Alex was involved with that, I think, and that Amir guy.
Yes, Amir Esselhi, I think his name is how you say his name. Anyway, of course, no surprise, they're still recruiting teenagers.
Kids. Yeah.
13-year-olds, which is how old our youngest son is. Can you imagine?
Yeah, who would have thunk it? They're still doing that.
Yeah, bunch of nonsense.
I called this, years ago. They're running out of, they can't get new people in who are outside of the Scientology bubble.
Yep.
So, of course, they're just trying to get the kids of those people in. And even a lot of those they're not able to get.
Yes.
It's the ones, it's the troubled teens. It's the teens from broken families. The teens, the dad's not in, but the mom is in, and they try to figure out how to manipulate it so they can get those kids in there. And I think in the article they said it was maybe, I just skimmed over it, but I think it was like 14 or 15, maybe even 13. They had
13. They had a 14-year-old who was assigned to be the medical liaison officer.
Nice. That's what you want there. If you break your arm, inexperienced 13-year-old's not gonna be bad, right? He'll be able to help you with all his life experience.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing that some of the stuff we're going to show you today also speaks to the numbers, because we've got some int base pictures to show you guys today.
Yes.
And I don't know what happened to Jackson.
He'll be back.
But when we were at the international headquarters, every year there is a Sea Org Day holiday, which is called Sea Org Day. Mm-hmm. And Sea Org Day is basically the anniversary of the forming of the Sea Organization,
right.
Which is, these are the people in Scientology that joined the billion-year contract, signed the billion-year contracts.
Yes, and the Sea Organization was formed August 12th, 1967. So next year is actually its 70th anniversary. This year
That's kind of wild.
It's
Think of
crazy.
These guys have been doing this stuff for 70 years. People have been signing a billion-year contract to work for old fuddy-duddy and now new fake Navy Davy.
And the statistic of completed contracts is going to be zero
Yeah.
for a very, very long time.
It's going to be zero, period, because nobody stays there more than 100 years. That's impossible by today's...
Yeah, by now, technically, they should have multiple people who took their...
look who showed up. Hold on.
Hold
on.
good.
Let's get back in here now.
Okay,
See if
awesome.
Oh, I got to fix my audio again.
Yep.
I had to restart my computer. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's all good. We'll mute you for now. There you go. You give us the thumbs up when you got it figured out.
Do I have to be on replicate?
Replicate? Oh, no, you don't have to be on replicate. Just make it all. So there's the Claire. It's the Claire show right there.
No, thank you.
Yeah. He's doing it. We can't hear him. Okay,
he says he's good now. Yay. Perfect.
You there?
Yeah.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Okay.
Jesus.
It's all good. Never
You're
a
good.
dull moment.
Yes.
We're good.
No.
So I was just explaining to them sort of the history of Sea Org Day. Claire says it was founded in August 12th, 1967. So we're coming up on the 70th anniversary of the Sea Organization. But
What?
yeah,
I
right?
don't think your math is right. 70th? 67? Because
Next
I was-
year.
I was born in 66 and I just turned 60.
Oh, well, there you go, Claire.
Okay. Well,
So much
I'm
for
not-
book. So much
I was
for
like,
the bookkeeper.
Do I have my
60th
own-
then. 60th.
60th.
I'm off
Do
by
I have
10
my-
years.
Yeah,
my
that's
own-
what I was saying. I was like, 70 years.
60.
I was wondering if my own math is my 10
stand
years older than I
corrected.
thought.
You just outed yourself now, Gary. Now there's going to be a whole bunch of ladies in here going, he's right. He's right for my age.
Clearly, I didn't make notes when I was preparing for this.
That's
I
okay, Claire.
apologize.
Anyway, so every year at the international headquarters, we would have a Sea Org Day. Now, the extent of the Sea Org Day depended on which year it was occurring in. Some days, in the early 90s, it seemed to be we'd have a Sea Org Day every year. And on that day, instead of coming in at 8 o'clock to work, sometimes we came in at 9 o'clock.
On Sea Org Day, I never remember coming in late.
Oh yeah, I think we got an hour. We got an hour later to come in.
What do you
Well,
say,
no,
Jackson?
This is in the early '90s before you got there.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to say I'm going to go earlier than you guys. We had Sea Org Day from when I got there in 82 up until August 10th, 1990.
Yes, so
But
that's true.
Yeah, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, yes, Claire.
Yeah, the first Sea Org Day that I remember was when I was 5,
Okay,
1980.
But
okay.
go ahead, Mark.
So at the base, and to be fair, my first Sea Org Day at the base would have been August 12th, 1990. Mm-hmm. But on August 10th, 1990, there was a major flood that flooded the entire property, and it ruined. They had these little bungalows that were at the far end of the property. I want to say that was the east side of the property where the bungalows were, right near the sports fields and the tennis courts and all that. And these bungalows were getting made ready so that Tom Cruise could come and stay at the base and do some of his Scientology training and counseling
Along with Nicole.
With Nicole, yeah.
with Nicole. And on August 10th, when the flood happened, all of those things, which had been being worked on for years, were all flooded. Mm-hmm. And there was mud in all of them. And so they basically had to be redone when they had almost they were basically ready for him to come. Right? Does that match
Well,
up to your recollection, Gary?
Because I was physically there while it was happening, while the flooding was actually taking place. It never made it completely on the inside. It made it up because they had a crawl space underneath them.
Yes.
And it certainly piled up on the north side, the highway side of the units, and started seeping in. Water seeped in, but it was enough for Dave to make a mountain make a 7-course meal out of a snack.
Yes.
Especially with our souls. But yes, it took the fencing down.
Yeah.
It was like 7 to 10 feet of rock infested mountain mud that came rolling across the street, and it just, the biggest problem is it breached my security. But go ahead, Mark.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't mention this in case you're new to the channel. Gary was the security chief at the international base, and so
From when to when, Jackson?
Well, the security chief from that day, August 10th, 1990, until I left in 97 or 96. But
you were a guard before that.
I was in security from the summer of 82 up until I departed.
Yeah, so
routed
you
out,
were
whatever.
only in security for that whole time.
Yeah, I was. I dipped my toes into Cine for a while.
Oh, okay.
But that was it. And then helped build the Star of California, which is why I came to the property. Was
To build the
from
clipper ship in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, from beginning to end.
We're going to show some pictures of that ship later on, so we'll see some of your handiwork. So for that year in 1990, we did not have a Sea Org Day.
Oh, it
I'm
was
sure you
planned.
didn't.
It was planned, and there was
but we
things
didn't
all
have-
set
didn't
up,
have-
but because the flood happened 2 days before that, all festivities were canceled. But in the years after that, normally what takes place on Sea Org Day is that all of the Sea Org members for the entire base, they all come together. Doesn't matter if you're in Religious Technology Center or Executive Strata or CMO International or Golden Air Productions. We all did fun activities together.
It was a Sea Org activity, not an int base.
Yeah. So
to
and
speak.
also, you weren't exempt from it. You had to participate as
Yes.
a base Sea Org member.
Yep.
And it was a
And-
day of pride, really.
Yeah. It was like, hey, we made it this far. We're doing great. Look at all the awesome. It was like a look on the past year of activities.
And
Yeah,
hope I
and
get,
and a recommitment ceremony.
Everybody.
and I hope I get promoted.
Yes, they did hold promotions. Now, I only remember one Sea Org Day where there were promotions because I got promoted. And then after that, I never really paid attention to the promotions because they really didn't happen every single year. It
They
was
did
kind of
in
hit
the
or
early
miss.
years.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
later on, it
Yeah.
was like, forget that.
And
You're all
you weren't-
swampers.
You had no Sea Org Day experience prior to 1990, Mark?
No, I got to the base in 1990.
Oh, wow. Because it was in my brain that day, 1990, August 10th.
Yeah.
Looking forward to August 12th is completely different than yours, but
Well,
the same backbone. But
Yeah.
looking forward to, and why, the officer council meetings, people submitting for their promotions, getting Pogo to get your
Uniform.
hardware.
Yeah, you needed
issued.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you need
so
to have your dress
that's a
uniform
great
ready.
point.
And,
Because we didn't really wear our full dress uniforms throughout the year. Sometimes if there was some kind of briefing or if you had to go on a mission to another organization, you'd have to wear that.
Yep.
But a lot of people were missing parts of their dress blues or their dress whites, depending on what we were supposed to wear that year.
missing parts.
Missing parts, like you're missing a chevron, or you're missing your
lanyard, or your hat. Or,
No, I know. I just humored. Yeah, shoes that didn't have holes in the bottom of them, or
Yeah. You would still wear your blue shirt that you wore. No, it
Yeah,
was a white
pants.
shirt. It was a white shirt.
Yeah, it
because
was
of
a
the
white
summer
shirt.
wear. Yeah,
Yeah, and some people would wear their regular blue shirt, and it'd be like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "I don't have a white shirt to wear." And
You're
just
out
like-
of uniform.
out of form. Yeah,
Yeah.
Anyway, so the reason I wanted to set all this up though is because when I was at the base in 1990, there was like 800 people there at the base.
when I left, Mark, I had to have a running head count. And,
Yeah.
Up until my last day as security chief, there was 853 staff with a plan of 1,122.
Yeah.
With all the org boards fulfilled, with all the
Yeah.
positions filled, because we had to build the birthing buildings to occupy all the occupants.
Yeah.
And I needed to have that, so it was 853.
Yeah. So when we show these pictures today, you're going to see there's
smidgen.
not that many people left there.
And even so, the pictures we're showing are from 2009, and there are many people in those photos that are now no longer there. So
Yeah. Either passed away
Right.
or escaped.
yep.
And we'll point those people out as we
Left
see them.
Scientology, or no, left the Sea organization, still in Scientology, now have kids.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of those as well.
And
Can I
also
make a respectful comment just while we're on this.
Of
Yeah.
course.
We're all on the fly, so I didn't get to mention this before we started. But I do want our audience to know that these pictures are being delivered out of respect to the individuals you're viewing them in. Number one, not only are they our friends that we left behind, but they are real people with real families, hopefully some of which are watching, or this may lead to a discovery, because I've used these pictures to be able to satisfy family members looking out for information, and that was like literally these are the last pictures of their family members. So I've treated them as just a point of mad respect to those
Totally.
that are in them. And I don't do we even have people watching and all that, but regardless, I just wanted to uphold a level of respect with the people we're going to be looking at.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, the pictures are from 2009, and in the pictures there's a lot of senior executives in Scientology that are in these pictures. And when we left in 2005, the hole had been created, which is where David Miscavige was locking up certain executives that worked at the international headquarters, and some that actually worked at organizations outside of the headquarters that he had brought there to lock them up there. And so there's a lot of people that you're going to see in here that are famous within Scientology.
Yep.
And this is sort of you would not normally see them in this environment. Now, I do want to say that the powers that be at the Imp base have photographers that are taking pictures of all these activities, so that if somebody escapes and says, oh, it was this, it was that, they're going to be like, here's Mark playing ping pong one day.
Here's Claire smiling.
Yeah, and then make out like there's nothing happening. But the thing I want you to notice, you might recognize some of these people, but just from when I knew them in 2005, when we left, a lot of these people are skinny and gaunt compared to what they were in 2005.
Yeah, so much so that we had to go do a double take on some of them. Wait a minute.
All three of us did the exact same thing. And Mark, I'd like to add, again, from optics, when I see these pictures, I see both sides of that coin of that individual, of them being at Sea Org Day as that church executive, but partaking as a Sea Org member in our Sea Org Day festivities prior to 1990.
Yeah.
But 1990 being the turning point in which led up to the state that you're going to see them in now. And also, yes, the other highlight thing, which is kind of staring you in the face when you look at the pictures, is the lack of tans.
Yeah, these people are not out in the sun, and everybody there is in the middle of the desert. If you're outside or you're walking around, you're gonna get tan.
Yeah.
That used to be a security concern for base staff going to LA, of the location in which the Imp base was, because the Imp base staff were far more tanner than your average Sea Org member anywhere else in the world.
Especially the ones that got assigned to the estates.
Yeah, and they weren't just redneck tans. They were full-on tans because they were out there in their shorts and flip-flops digging trenches, getting their full-body tans. But it's just an interesting perspective to highlight in what you're... And of course, Mark, Claire, and I are going to see this from our perspectives, but Mark did point out the fact that you're going to see some human beings that are going, boy, there's not much meat on them bones type of viewing, and that just the color of their skin. And again, they're out in that's the summertime. That's at least 105 in the cool evening.
Yeah. 120 sometimes in the daytime.
Yeah. To the point where if you wet your hair like I did, you would smell burning hair if you were out in the sun too long.
Yeah.
This is just the reality. So go ahead, Mark. Just wanted to add that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So without further ado, let's do this. Okay. So
you're not on the first one.
I know. I got it.
Okay.
Okay. So these are the group activities that we spoke of. I'm not sure
how well the grass is cut, mind you.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Good point. Factor in, folks. This is 120-degree desert.
Yeah.
Someone's statistics are up for that day.
Yeah.
So all of these people are the people that are participating in the group activities.
That's right.
Now, mind you, if you're a little bit older, or maybe you got a bad hip and you're not going to participate in these because you'll probably just end up injured. And this is crazy because on the first Sea Org Day that we did have, I want to say in 91, there were tug-of-wars, and they didn't use like a tug-of-war rope. They just used like an old rope that somebody got somewhere.
It was like an 1.5-inch nylon rope with knots tied in it, hopefully. To hold. Yeah.
And whenever somebody lost, the side that won would keep pulling super fast. You're talking about 20, 30 people on either end of this rope. Mm-hmm. And the people that lost, that were still trying to hold on, the skin was ripped off their hands from this rope, and I want to say like 5 or 6 people had like really, really bad injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Well, yeah, because I had to assist with treating a lot of them. It was an unforeseen tragedy in the name of happiness and teamwork. That the real trauma happened when the rope actually broke because it couldn't sustain the weight being the weight tensile, and it snapped, and then everybody went flying. But yeah, that was one of those blind Sea Org.
I seem to recall that one of those years it was like serious broken bones and a few other things too.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the thing I want to point out is you could see how many people are in this picture. That ain't 850 people.
And minus those that are on the restricted list.
Yeah.
Out at OGH at the time
and,
too. So.
And the ones that are
not
there's
allowed.
a number of them that we'll see in later photos that are not here, including people who were in the hole at this time, I'm presuming is why they were not there. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, because didn't our Matt, shouldn't have Mike been in this and Debbie?
No, Mike left in
No,
2007.
but Jenny Linson I didn't see in any of the pictures, and she's in some of the later pictures.
Oh, yeah, the group activity pictures.
Yeah.
No,
Russ, I didn't see Russ Bellin in these, but he's in the later ceremony picture. So I'm just saying, there's
I
a
did
few.
see Jenny in these.
Yeah.
In these ones?
Yeah, Jenny's in these. She's she and Mark are leading.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, I
okay.
told you it was Mark.
Yeah.
Okay. These pictures were not taken by a Sea Org photographer.
Yes.
So these pictures are not necessarily the pictures that would get used to say, oh, look at, you were in paradise, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yep.
These were taken by an innocent Sea Org member just taking pictures of the activities.
Who successfully escaped.
Probably to
Yay.
submit a compliance report, to be honest with you.
Maybe. Okay, so this area right here where this grass is right outside the building that I worked in for many years called the Manufacturing Building, or Building 36, or Marky Mark's expansion mansion with adjacent trailer park. Do you remember? Do you remember when they did that survey to find?
So laissez, Mark.
Do you remember when they did that survey? Because David Miscavige was sick of people calling the buildings what they were named when we were building them, and he wanted us to call them what they actually were, like what they did in that building. And there was a survey that was sent out to all of the base to say, what do you think Building 36 should be called? And there was a whole bunch of suggestions, like the Manufacturing Building, the Dissemination Building, and then they had a line where you could suggest your own name. And I wrote the Marky Mark Expansion Mansion with adjacent trailer park. Gary Lou, I really did. Gary Lou told me not to write it. When we were filling them out, and I thought, this is a stupid thing. No one's ever going to change what they call these buildings. But it's right outside that, and this actually is the exact spot, if I'm correct, that Tom Cruise would land his helicopter when he came to the base. He would land it in this area out
No,
here. Right?
it was up by the tamarisk trees that separated. It was just south of Building 36 by the original basketball court. That was
Well, yeah,
there.
this is in that general vicinity.
Well,
it's a little
That's south of it,
west,
yes.
yes,
Yeah.
or north. Okay, so there's a group of people. I don't really know what this thing is. I think this is everybody counts off like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're divided into
Creating the
groups.
teams, yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is how they do that. They get everybody lined up and they say, okay, count from this end that way, count up until 6, and then whatever number you are, you guys are going to line up in your own lines. And that way, there's no picking favorites. There's no alliances. You could be with Norman Starkey on one side and the deputy D Weeder on the other side. It didn't. You're all going to be in there together. Here's another.
You can't rig the system to be with who you want to be with. In other
Create
words,
camaraderie.
Yeah. So behind here, is that the lake back there? It is, right? Yes. I can
yes,
just
it is.
barely see a sliver of the lake there. There's a there's a big lake back there, which was called the lake. We whatever
Super
building,
creative.
if it was the 36
Overboard Island. That's
Yeah,
Overboard
overboard.
Island
Yeah,
there, too.
that is where we would get thrown overboard.
Yes, and I don't think there's any lake pictures in here. We might see another view of it. Okay, so here I can't really tell what's happening in this picture.
I think this is the pass the ball down the.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we'd play telephone.
speed
pass
of
the
particle.
ball.
I think it was speed of particle flow was the whole idea.
Yeah,
as a
how
team.
fast can you pass your
Yeah.
balls? Okay. And
You know,
then
Mark
that-
got a cachet. I got to say, you're Marky Mark and the whatever you said. Just add
Marky
the
Mark
Mark's cachet.
expansion mansion with adjacent trailer park.
Yeah, and add that to the DM rules.
Yes.
In the back of someone's car. But anyways, I digress.
Yes. Okay. So this person standing up right here with the hat on is Mark Yeager.
Mark
with this,
Yeager.
With right in the
Yep.
in the foreground of the picture with he's got a Sea Org Day T-shirt and it says Sea Org Day 2009 and on the front I think it says We Come Back.
Which is the motto of the Sea Organization.
Yeah. Because
What
we
is it?
were
Revenimus
because
in Latin.
because we were here trillions and trillions of years ago, protecting the Galactic Federation and now the loyal officers. Anyway, okay, so and then these people are these are Sea Org members in the middle there with the blue shorts. That's a kid named Brendan.
O'Hare, yeah.
Brendan O'Hare.
We should mention, by the way, that a lot of the young people in these pictures were either born into the Sea Organization, their parents, a bunch of the parents worked here or in other Sea Organization locations. But like the girl in the red shirt there with the white shorts was in the cadet organization with me in England, and I knew her from there. The gal in the burgundy shirt and black shorts, her parents both were executives in Los Angeles. Anyway,
Yeah.
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 Okay, and then here you can see this is Nathan Story, who's standing next to Mark Yeager.
With his arm outstretched, yeah.
So if you guys want to have some real good fun, Nathan Story did a hate video about me because I was under the impression that Nathan didn't like spiders.
Okay.
So one day after an earthquake, whenever there's an earthquake at the property, the tarantulas come out.
Which is common because there's fault lines that run through the property.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a yuppers.
And so I was doing my business wherever I was, and I saw the tarantula, and I was like, "Oh, hey, I'll call you Harry. Come with me." And I put him in the top of Nathan's drawer at his desk, and then I found out that he actually has an acrophobia, so he did not take kindly to this, and so he did a hate video about me. I put a spider in his top drawer.
And by the way, we should mention, lest you think this was Mark being completely vindictive towards Nathan, he brought a tarantula home to our house, too,
Yes.
whose name was also Harry.
Well, I know because
I didn't take to it well either,
I know,
by
but
the way.
Harry couldn't stay at Nathan's desk anymore. He had to move on.
Oh, it's the same one?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I thought it was a separate spider. I was like,
No, I'm not. I don't find tarantulas every other Tuesday.
yeah, so you kept the tarantula, brought him home to our bedroom. I remember getting home at 3 o'clock in the morning. You were already asleep, and I was like, wait, what? Why is there a white bucket over here? And I walked over and looked inside and about screamed, and I was like, oh, hell no.
He was a big boy.
He was
about
a big
as
boy.
big as a hand.
Yeah, he was a big boy.
Anyway, also in this picture, you can see Norman Starkey. He passed away, right?
He did.
Yeah. So
Rest in
Norman
peace,
Starkey,
Norman.
he was
And
the
his
trustee. What's that?
And Maria.
Maria did as well.
Oh, really?
She passed away before Norman.
Before
Wow.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then also, there's this woman named Gail Armstrong, and during this time she was probably she was in the Int Management Public Relations Office. She's a writer by trade, and she used to work at the Office of Special Affairs and do articles for the Freedom magazine, which we have our own issue.
Yeah.
That's
Is
awesome.
that one of the same that Gail Mortensen?
No, Gail Mortensen
Okay,
was
okay.
in sales.
Yeah, no, Gail
Yeah, I just-
Armstrong
Yeah.
She
I
came
just-
to the property in later years, but for
she's the mother of
for-
the girl at that
of
band,
Emily Armstrong.
Yeah,
Emily,
Yes.
her daughter is the lead singer of Linkin Park,
Yeah. Even though,
which is kind of wild.
Gail was in the Sea organization
Her entire life.
her entire life.
Yeah.
Emily was born into the Sea organization, as I think, anyway, and grew up in the cadet organization. So
It's kind of wild that she's the lead singer at Linkin Park.
yeah, it is wild. But either
And
way,
that's the manufacturing building in the background, by the way.
Yes,
Yes, exactly.
See, I told you. It's right there. It's right outside the. See that little door there?
That's
right,
the south lawn.
Yeah,
South
right
lawn of
next to
Building
that,
36.
where that door is. That is inside the room where I worked, called
That's
the
right, that
high-speed
leads.
duplication room.
Yeah, that led into the manufacturing tapes area, tapes
Yep.
production
Yep.
area.
yep.
Okay, so then Nathan Story, Mark Yeager. Mark Yeager, for most of the years that I was there, was either the Inspector General for Administration under David Miscavige and Religious Technology Center, or he was in an organization called CMO International, Commodore's Messenger Org International, or he was known as the Swamp Man. And there was on the very, very western side of the property, on the north side of the highway, there was a swamp. Mm-hmm. And he lived in that swamp, I'm going to say, for at least a year or two.
No, it was.
You think it was more?
I set that up when I
Yeah.
was on as a security chief,
Yeah.
and he was out of it by the time I was routing out, so that he wasn't there for more than, I'm going to say, no more than 7 months, because he was moved up above in a trailer with Biddy.
Oh, yeah.
As his new RPF twin.
Yeah. Okay. But
And
when
then
he
he was
came
sent to
back,
Happy
though,
Valley after
but when
that.
he came back,
Yeah, and
Oh,
he was. Yeah, he was.
He-
he
That guy
was
lost
off.
so much.
he was
weight
a
out there.
different race when
He
he
did.
came back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He
he
was
lost so
part
much weight out
Comanche.
there with all that bamboo, that project that I put him on.
He chopped down like 10,000 reeds of bamboo and made a fence
hand.
all the way around the
And
swamp.
then I had him make a fence to secure himself in his own compound.
Yeah,
I said that out loud, but yes.
yeah, it's
that
kind of
was-
crazy.
So he had to build a fence to keep himself.
I had to keep his hands busy, so I'm fishing around for solutions to the orders given of what I'm going to have him do. And bamboo in the swamp was the most degrading, confined, out of the way place I could set him up, easy to watch, and easy access for Dave to come yell at him randomly.
Yeah, and for
and then-
most of the base, we didn't know he was there. We were
nobody.
briefed by Marty Rathbun that Mark Yeager was a criminal, and basically Mark Yeager and David Miscavige got into the Sea Org in Clearwater at the same time, and Mark Yeager basically told this tale from all the way back when they were young kids, like 15, 16 years old, in the Sea Organization, and to present time, and how Mark Yeager had pretty much tried to sabotage David Miscavige at every possible venture, from when they were kids all the way up until, in the early 2000s.
Well,
or
and
the
then also-
it was mid 90s actually when Mark went to the swamp, right?
1995.
and
'cause
then
I was
and
there.
then and
I
then
was there
early.
for that day.
Yeah, sorry. I was just going to say early 1997 is when Mark Yeager was now on the rehabilitation project force with Biddy Miscavige, Jenna's mom,
Yeah.
and he escaped. And he jumped the fence in the middle of the night, ran into town before David Bloomberg and Greg Wilhare caught up to him about 4 o'clock in the morning. He made it to a payphone, and David Bloomberg and Greg caught up to him, shoved him into the van, and kidnapped him back to the property.
And believe you me, the orders they were given, don't stand there and talk to him.
Yeah.
Grab him and put him in the van.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, I wasn't there, but I can guarantee you.
Yeah, no, there was no.
I wasn't physically there, but I was hearing David Bloomberg talk about it, and I know what happened.
Yeah, and the sad
yeah.
thing was, is Mark, in his mind, that's simply what he was trying to avoid, is the physical
Yeah,
being brought back, not being verbally coaxed
yeah,
and verbally wined and dined. But
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the next slide.
There was
Okay.
another just out of interest, one gentleman, that last picture in the background was Al Mace, the dude in the glasses and the shorts.
Yes. He's
Mr.
in
weightlifter.
Yeah, he was in one of the Scientology films that's called Start Change. Is it Start Change Stop or is Upper Indoc TRs?
Upper Indoctrination TRs. He was in that with Lyman Spurlock.
He was a good guy, that gentleman. He was
He was
a well-mannered good man.
He replaced me in tapes as the quality control when I went to the executive division to be quality control of all of Gold. He was the one who replaced me. Or one of the times
Mark.
I was.
I didn't mean to throw you off.
No, you're good. Okay, so here's a bunch of lines of people. Is that Jim Lucas?
Yes,
Yep,
it is.
in
In
the
the
red
red
shirt.
shirt. Yeah.
That fro, you could not mistake that fro anywhere. Jim Lucas was also another great guy. He was just the guy who delivered the. If you wrote a dispatch, if I was in tapes and I said, security chief and tapes QC, hey, am I ever going to get to go home one of these years because I've been restricted to the property for 2 months? You would just put that in your out basket in your area, and then Jim would come and take it, and he would bring it back to his office, and then he'd sort them to wherever they needed to go, and then he would go to those places. And he had a dolly, like a magliner dolly, and all these kind of post office boxes, and he just walked around the property all day, every day for years. That was his
He had
job.
a hunchback, and he had a memorable way in which he walked. It was always
Yes.
It was almost like he had a doobie in his right hand.
He was definitely that guy. If he
Mr.
wasn't
Cool
in the
Cat,
Sea
yeah.
Org, he would just be sitting on a corner somewhere smoking.
He knew he was on the fringes of the turmoil of the areas he walked into. He just had to schlep in, grab the comm out of the baskets, drop off whatever was coming to him, and walk out.
I never thought about that because there was a lot of times on the property where David Miscavige would be doing rounds, like going to different areas and talking to the staff and uncovering things. And if you weren't careful, you could walk in on one of these dressing downs that David Miscavige was doing. And
Like
if you
mid-stroke.
and if you're that person, you're going to catch some sort of shrapnel, no matter what.
Yeah.
If it was the most innocent, I'm just dropping off the messages for these guys, no big deal. No. And this guy, it would literally be the door open and go, oh, let me tell you about this guy. And then he would do that. Okay, next pictures. Okay, so these are, this is another picture, and you can see the manufacturing building in the background. And this is the guy with the sunglasses, actually, in off to the sort of the left-hand side of the picture. Is that Adam Ravini?
Yes.
Adam Ravini.
In the gray shirt, white shorts, kind of, yeah.
His parents were Scientologists, and he went to the same school that I went to Delphi Academy. And he was a very, very talented musician, and he knew a lot about new technology, musical equipment and stuff like that to be able to record digitally and stuff like that. And he was in the music area. And then you've got Ray Midoff. So this guy, Ray Midoff, was the head of technology. He was basically the keeper of Scientology's technology, and he was the most senior technical trained person in the entirety of Scientology to watch over, make sure the technology doesn't get changed. And he did that for a while. He was also in Religious Technology Center, and he was the inspector general for technology. And then when David Miscavige kind of took over and didn't want anybody else making decisions, then Mark Yeager, Marty Rathbun, Mark Yeager, and Ray Midoff all got moved other places than their inspector general posts.
Yep.
And so Ray Midoff went to CMO International in the senior CS office, which is the case supervisor. And for many, many, many years, he was the senior case supervisor international.
Yep.
And he was basically the highest technical trained Sea Org member in all of Scientology and responsible for making sure that that doesn't get changed. Now, I have a real quick story I want to tell about Ray Midoff, because whenever we did videos from the shoot crew, when I was on the main unit film team, or when I was working with the video teams to shoot videos, if there was anything technical in nature, we had to submit it for okay to Ray Midoff, because he could go, okay, this, because we're not using the exact thing that L. Ron said to do. We're using actors, and so it has to be that it's not varied from what Hubbard wrote. And we did a video called the Dianetics how-to video, which is a VHS that you could order from Golden Era Productions, and it came with a Dianetics co-auditing book and a Dianetics paperback book. And with these 3 items, you basically could just find somebody that you knew, and you could read up on how to do the auditing, and you could do Dianetics auditing with somebody without going into a Scientology organization or anything else.
It was supposed to be Scientology at a grassroots level. Like, you can get anybody, you can do it with your neighbor, you can,
And so we had written this video that we were going to shoot, and it was submitted to Ray Midoff, and he approved it. And so then, after this had been happening, and we were shooting the video and getting into production on the video, we had a meeting with Ray Midoff. It was for an event thing, and David Miscavige was there, Ray Midoff were there, all of the executives over the project were there, and we had been shooting the film for this video for weeks and weeks and weeks. And David Miscavige made a comment in the meeting. He goes, I really like what they did with the hypnotism thing. And Ray Midoff's like, yeah, absolutely. And within a second, Dave Miscavige jumped on it. He goes, you never read it, did you? And Ray Midoff's like, what? And he goes, you never read it. And he goes, no, I did, sir. I absolutely did. I did, sir. They sent it to me. I read it. And he goes, so what happens in the hypnotist thing? And then Ray Midoff was just like, and he was like, you never read it. He goes, you're the most, and then he dressed him down saying, your one job is to make sure that they don't change it. And they sent it to you, and you just said yes and sent it back. Anyway, but that was a Tuesday with David Miscavige.
Yeah. And by the way, who remembers what they read when you've had 2-3 hours of sleep
you think I'm going to remember
many other factors?
Think I'm going to remember the hypnotism sequence of a video I saw 8 months ago?
You talk about Ray, but I was there at least, I would say 3 different times when he was, the chevrons or his shoulder boards were ripped from his shoulders. He was he's the most paper moving driven individual in the Sea Org. He could tell you all about Dianetics Scientology, but he couldn't define what a shovel was and what purpose it served.
No,
he'd never done work, but to see him under those conditions, and his lovely wife Gilda, he was one cool cat the entire. I mean, I knew him from. He 82,
really was, and I think
82
that's
on.
Yeah, and I think that's why David Miscavige really. I mean, between him, I would say between him and Mike, they were just getting dressed down or smacked.
Oh, yeah.
Ray Midoff is the first person I ever saw David Miscavige physically assault. And it was in the Sandcastle parking lot in Clearwater, Florida in March of 1996. And Ray Midoff was like way taller.
Oh, he's like 6'4".
So much so that David Miscavige would always call him Gumby, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
That was his nickname for Ray Midoff. And it was not a term of endearment.
No. Ray Midoff was the technical beatdown for Dave, the technical anything and everything Scientology and Dianetics, and Mike was the corporate beatdown of anything and everything corporate Scientology.
And events.
Yeah, and events.
And legal.
Yes.
Yeah, and legal.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Just under the corporate umbrella, Mike was the one go-to beatdown for that, and Ray, on the other hand, was the one go-to beatdown on anything and everything technical.
Yeah, that's right.
Now,
in fact, rumor had it that Ray Midoff was with L. Ron Hubbard at the very end, and that he had been in a meeting where the upper OT levels were allegedly given to him.
No. The story that I've heard it, and I've heard it many, many times from David Miscavige, is that L. Ron Hubbard told Ray what it was and
Right.
what to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And Ray forgot.
And Ray does not remember the meeting ever happening.
Okay, now I was in Ray's office
Yeah.
when he was still senior CS int, and that transition took place between Hubbard and Ray with the
Yeah.
anything and everything advanced Scientology.
Yeah.
And he's sitting at his desk, and he got this brand new 4 or 5 drawer fireproof safe that he had no idea with a dial combo lock on it, that I had to figure out and then teach Ray how to keep secure and hope that he remembered the combo, because when I had to walk away, nobody could know that combo except for him. And that was all the advanced handwritten. I mean, he showed me from a distance. He was kind of just smirking and showing me what because he could.
Yeah.
But I just remember, for me as a SEAL member at the base, that was a really, here I am sitting here with senior CS int, and there's all the advanced materials, and I got to make sure this fucking safe works. And
Yeah.
Ray fucking can remember, excuse my French, but I just remember distinctly the challenge. Okay, Ray, 26 to the right, left 3 times, and I had to set up another combination to get him to learn and get used to doing it, and then set the real combination, and then hopes
Wow.
that
Because you weren't allowed to know the
I-
combination.
I had to teach him how to set the combo.
Wow.
So
Scary.
it was there. I was there for a good solid hour and a half, and I just remember thinking this filing cabinet is full of anything and everything Scientology.
Gosh.
L. Ron Hubbard's handwritten words and directions and whatever. You know,
Yeah.
the Galactica and the volcanoes and the B-52s, this and that, and Xenu and all that. But yeah, and again, I'm trying to highlight Ray was a doofus on
Yeah.
one, you know, and I don't say that in a condescending way. He knew he was a doofus.
Yeah.
And if it if it was not in a red and white volume,
I had no idea.
he couldn't throw a quarter in a curbside paper machine. I had to get a paper out of the news machine. You know,
Wow.
it just was shocking. But he also knew his Ford Bronco, which is a whole nother story. But yeah, he loved his cars. He did love cars, and
Nice.
that was his other forte. But yeah, Ray
Yeah.
Midoff was just this astonishingly inept dude when it came to anything other than red and white pieces
What
of
car
paper.
did he have? He didn't have the Sunbeam. That was Mark Ingber's.
That
right?
that was Mark Ingber's. That was that was a Sunbeam.
What did Ray
No,
have?
he had a Ford Bronco 2, a 19, because I had this, a sale went wrong and I had to track the guy down, and he lived in Paris, California, and I spent a couple weeks out there trying to get this guy to help Ray recoup his money. Because he got taken for yeah.
You had to do that?
He got taken
you
for a
remember that?
ride.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
anyways.
So to keep going, we also in this picture is a picture of Diana Hubbard. She's the one on the far right, the redhead with the white shirt. She's wearing one of those same, I think she might be wearing one of those same shirts these other guys are wearing, which might indicate that they were sort of team leaders or executives in some way in these games, because there's only about 10 or 15 people that have these shirts. So
Yep.
I don't know what the significance of that is.
Which is very telling, isn't it, guys?
Yeah.
Why didn't everybody have
Yeah,
the t-shirts?
I know there's a lot of things that when you
Yeah.
when you look at the pictures and you see who's there, it's basically mostly worker bees and then a few executives. So, and there's a bunch of people missing that would 100% should be there, but we don't see any of them.
But yeah,
Yep.
I just
But
thought it
either-
was telling. It's like, how come not everybody has all the shirts?
Yeah. Also, Diana Hubbard, I want to say, is the only living child from L. Ron Hubbard that is still involved with Scientology and
Yep.
the Sea Organization.
Absolutely.
100% true.
With that should tell you a lot. Hubbard wasn't short on kids. He was popping kids out all the time. So I think he had 3
So
baby
much so
mamas.
he could not keep track of how many wives he had.
He had 3 baby mamas. Now that I think of it.
Yeah.
Because he had Alexis and that other one, and then the second one he had another one, right? What's that?
I'm just going to say today's terminology to those days of the past,
Yeah.
baby mamas.
Yeah, baby mama.
If
He
Hubbard,
had 3
if that would
baby
have shown
mamas.
up and somebody had been RPF.
Oh my God, you made me remember something that I thought was funny, but now I've
Oh my
forgotten
God,
it.
I'm sorry.
Man.
It's all right.
It was
It'll
right
come back.
there.
It's okay.
Okay, so that's Diana Hubbard.
Yeah, by the way, Diana Hubbard also in this picture is like at least 20, 30 pounds less
right.
than when we... She was never large,
but she was filled out when she was doing the script writing gig.
Yeah,
when she
she's
was kind of
definitely
cushed.
significantly thinner there.
Yes. It's funny because the exact opposite happened to me. I was skinny as a bone when I was there, and then as soon as we left, and I could eat whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. I tell you, I keep trying to sell this to people. Well, I don't whether they're buying it or not. I don't know. But my body thetans, they're not up to nonsense. They just like to snack at night. Okay. They love them some snacks, some midnight snacks.
They like themselves some havingness.
Okay, so there's Diana Hubbard, L. Ron Hubbard's.
You
and
got your chow card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Diana Hubbard, I want to say, was one of the people that David Miscavige was the nastiest to. Like, he was mean to Mike and he was mean to Ray, but he could downright say some really nasty. He called her the Black Widow.
Oh, yes.
He called her, that was her. That was literally her name, the Black Widow. He would literally say, "Is the Black Widow coming to this meeting?" And everybody knew who he was referring to. And she was the only descendant of L. Ron Hubbard, besides her daughter, who was also there, that was at the property. And we actually, we'll show you a picture of Diana Hubbard's daughter, and who's also no longer in the Sea Org, and who escaped, I want to say, in the early 2010s, somewhere in there, right?
Yep, as did her dad.
Yeah, as did her dad.
Oh my God, her dad.
Okay, so there's that. Okay, now here's
the gold mine.
Yeah, so those were the days, the daytime photos were like all the fun and games.
Yep.
Then everybody would eat out there, whatever.
Yeah, which we'll show more pictures of that later.
Oh.
It was team games in the morning, then lunch, then in the afternoon was volleyball, hanging out at the pool at the Star of California, and then in the evening
or Overboard Lake if you wanted,
Overboard Lake, there you go.
Island.
And then in the evening would be the Sea Org Day ceremony. So these, and we'll show a few different pictures, but
and
what we wanted to highlight
blues.
about this, so obviously we have Gail Armstrong marked, who is Emily Armstrong's mother. We also have Chelsea Graves marked, who is a current arbitrator, I think in both Haney and Baxter Paris lawsuits.
Yeah.
Which she is Religious Technology Center staff. So she is David Miscavige's eyes and ears in that room, reporting back to him every single thing in those lawsuits that's happening. Next to her is Fleur Thomas in the front row, who is the sister of Laurice Stukenbrock,
which is David Miscavige's assistant and communicator and other things unconfirmed as of yet.
Extracurricular.
Yes.
Sea Org as required. Sea Org duties as required.
She has the steam release valve.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Oh
and it's interesting to see that to us looking at these photos, though. Again,
she has David Miscavige's steam release valve. Okay.
Okay, but it's hold on. You cut me off. Go back.
Sure.
Okay, it's interesting to me that you can see from this photo, like again in the front row at the far end, we see Elon Baram and Serena McKelvin.
Those are personal staff of David Miscavige.
Right, but the fact that they're here and there's other personal staff not there tells you that these guys were in the shits at the time.
Yeah, if you were in Dave's inner circle, you didn't have to do what everybody else was doing. You could kind of show up whenever Dave showed up. And you could also be dressed in just civilian clothes. If everybody's in uniform, then you're most likely going to be in civilian clothes. And if everybody else is in civilian clothes, then you're in your Sea Org uniform.
Yep.
Yes. And then there's Gail Armstrong
we have
again.
Buckwheat in the chat. Obviously knows these people too. He says, and Liz Szabo. So Liz was
Liz
the
Szabo,
person in the legal department in Religious Technology Center.
Look at Buckwheat over here.
That handled. I know. Thank you, Buckwheat.
Your
You're
vision
right.
is okay.
I have a feeling I know who that is.
But Liz Szabo would handle all
Hey,
of the
buckwheat.
trademark registration filings in all the different countries for Religious Technology Center.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Next slide.
And then Liz Rossi as well, who was the one that would get all the airline tickets for anyway. All right, this is the other half of the room.
Yes.
So this, we were looking at one section. Now this is on the other side. So we have Jenny Linson.
That's Tom DeVock's ex-wife, and she's also popularly known as one of the Inchwives because she was one of the women that went on the Anderson Cooper special, something violence,
History of Violence.
Scientology History of Violence.
Yep.
And she, along with Marty Rathman's ex-wife, Jeff Hawkins' ex-wife, Catherine, and Mike Rinder's ex-wife, they all independently said that they knew every inch of their husband's body, and it was never bruised because David Miscavige was beating them. They had no
and that
physical marks.
They'd never seen David Miscavige even hurt a bird
or raise his voice.
Yeah.
I've never heard him raise his voice. I'm like, well, then you weren't at one single meeting with that guy because he did that at every single meeting pretty much.
Yeah.
He did that on the way to
let's
MCI.
He did it on the way to eat.
Let's not forget also that Jenny Linson is also famous for her role as the LAX Screecher.
Oh yeah, when they were yelling at Marty Rathman and LAX, and Mark Yeager and
David Bloomberg. Yes.
Okay, wow, yeah, Claire in the one, our moderator, Clara for Good, just posted a link to the History of Violence if you guys want to watch that.
But just as a side note, if there's anybody who's got Kool-Aid running through their veins, like 100%, no mixture of water or any other signs of life or proteins or white blood cells, that would be Jenny.
Also
100% dedicated.
Yes, she is one of David Miscavige's loyal soldiers till the death. Another fun fact about Jenny Linson, her father, Art Linson, and John Linson are co-creator producers of Yellowstone, the TV show Yellowstone that was on, and a plethora of other whatever that guy.
The Untouchables, the movie The Untouchables.
Oh, but Fast Times at Ridgemont High, her dad did. I mean, her dad's been a movie producer his entire life. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure how she ended up in the Sea Org. I don't know her.
It was through her mom.
Well, I assumed that much, but I don't know
how.
Her
mom actually even later joined the Sea organization as well before she passed.
In Florida.
Yeah.
Jenny Linson also, if you look it up, she was one of the people that a big, giant Ponzi scheme that was being perpetrated by a Scientology minister. What was the guy's name?
Reed Slatkin.
Reed Slatkin basically ripped off billions of dollars from Hollywood people and Scientology people. It was split evenly. The guy on Yellowstone who plays what's the big,
Taylor?
No, the big guy, the Rip. The guy who plays Rip.
But isn't his name Taylor?
No,
the actor.
His name's Cole Hauser.
Oh,
Cole Hauser was also lost a bunch of money with Reed Slatkin, but Art Linson and John Linson are both listed on the Reed Slatkin fraud list, and what I was told was that Jenny was given a heads up that this Slatkin thing was going to go down because Scientology were trying to keep themselves out of it as much as possible. And I think Scientology actually ended up giving money back to pay people that were defrauded because most of the money that Reed Slatkin ripped off from everybody, he gave to Scientology, or a good chunk of it. But Art Linson and John Linson are listed on this list. And the story I heard was that when this was going down, she was told, hey, get all the money out because you guys are going to lose everything. This guy's going to get lit up. We already know he's getting lit up from our government insiders that they're going to get him. And she refused. And so she could have called her dad and brother and said, hey, you guys got to get your money back because he's going to lose this whole thing is a Ponzi scheme.
But I'm pretty certain that at that time she had no contact with her dad or her brother.
Well, I know, but it's crazy
it is.
that she could have given them They
I know.
could have said, "Hey, you're about to lose a few $1,000,000," and she didn't.
Yeah. Yep. Crazy.
Okay, and all the other people who didn't get a heads up didn't either. They all lost everything. Okay, then you've got.
I suppose lucky for us, when you're making $40 a week, you don't have to worry about investments.
Right? Yeah.
Jesus.
The only thing I was worried about was overdraft fees.
We didn't even have a bank account until 1994.
I know, but I'm saying,
Yeah.
there was not a lot of putting money in there. There was a lot of taking money out. Okay, then we've got Ray Midoff again, and then this gentleman's name is Russ Bellin. Now, Russ Bellin, for all of the time that I was at the property, he was the commanding officer of the Church of Spiritual Technology, which is called CST. And that is a Scientology organization that is comprised solely of Sea Org members that have signed their billion-year contracts. And they've got security clearances. The highest security clearances you can get in Scientology are those people. They know everything about everything because they're the ones that build the secret bunkers where all of the materials go. The regular stuff and the Xenu and the body Thetan stuff. All of that stuff they're putting on metal plates and gold records and nickel panties. Who knows? And they're putting them in these titanium capsules that they pump full of Van Halen gas. And the whole thing they've got fire suppression, Van Halen
somebody
systems.
long in the future in hopes that they trip across this. Hey, what was that I stubbed my toe on?
Yeah.
And you discover this huge vault, and there's got a record player that'll even play all the hand cranked record player that'll play these platinum. What's platinum? I mean, whatever. It's just
I'm telling you,
because of course the priority, if there's a world-ending event, is going to be to listen to L. Ron Hubbard lectures.
I'm just telling you right now, guys, if there's some sort of event that happens, those bunkers are basically precious metal stashes. Just
Mark,
tons and tons of precious metals.
With all that tech preservation and the ability to study it, once tripped across sometime in the far, far future after one world destructs and another one builds.
Yeah.
Did they have a demo kit included in this little?
No, I don't think they had any of that stuff. But you know what's funny to me? It's funny to me that let's just say
stupid little things.
Let's just say there's an apocalypse. Okay, there's an apocalypse. I hate to say it, but it happens. And we know where these places are. I've been to the one in New Mexico.
Yeah.
If I get all that gold, you think people, or if anybody gets that gold, you think they're going to be listening to a Fuddy Duddy on a record player, a hand crank? They're going to be melting those records down and making coins out of them, and that's going to be, it's going to be very, very valuable to have all that precious metal. And I suspect that Scientology's putting other stuff in these besides
sitting at
the
the
time
campfire
capsules.
eating like a rabbit for the night after their discovery, and they're going, "What stupid MFer was dumb enough to make records out of gold?" And I'm just sitting here melting it.
Yeah, but also you could fit all of those records on an iPod.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, let's spend $10 billion putting all these lectures on records.
You make a good point, though.
Or
That
we
is
could
a way
just-
to stash away precious metals.
Of course it is. They're converting. Scientologies are donating millions of dollars for the preservation of the tech, and Scientology's making those into records made of gold. That's not an accident that they chose
making
gold.
money off of that stuff. What do you get monthly?
Yeah.
How much gold do you possess?
Yeah,
And
they're literally converting Scientology donations into gold. It's
And
not,
they make money off of it sitting in a vault, surprisingly, because it's like, what's the price of gold today? Well, I've got 5,000 pounds of it
easily
in 6 different places.
Yeah. Okay. So Russ Bellin was the head of that organization. Now, in the early 2000s, so Russ Bellin's the guy digging vaults, designing these titanium capsules, how to make the gold records, how to etch L. Ron Hubbard's writings into steel plates, all of these things. He's was the head of Church of Spiritual Technology, which's main office was in Running Springs, California, right near right outside of Big Bear.
Yep.
And they have a whole complex there in the mountain there. And if you look up Scientology Running Springs, there's a bunch of kids who just started running through these things recently. It's the first time I've ever seen throughout all the property because they were just running with a camera on their head. Scientology did not take kindly to that.
Not at all.
Had you ever been to CST, Gary?
Once.
So you knew where it was.
Oh yeah, and I knew where the microwave site was. It communicated between CST LA and CST in the base.
Yeah, we all had microwave setups.
Beautiful site.
And I remember this was well before the internet. So you could send messages to Los Angeles over this internal Scientology computer system, and they could get them in Los Angeles, and they could get them up at the Mountain Facility for Church of Spiritual Technology. But in the early 2000s, David Miscavige wanted to build stuff at the Int base, and nobody at the Int base really genuinely has any authentic building or construction skills like that they could oversee projects or sort of coordinate projects. So David Miscavige brought Russ Bellin and I want to say about 3 or 4 of his staff.
Tom Vorm.
Yep.
Tom Vorm, Tom Willis.
Yeah.
What's the girl's name?
Jacqueline.
No, the young one.
Oh, Nicole Willis?
Yeah, Nicole Willis.
Yeah.
And a few other people, and they were helping him design and build manufacturing facilities.
They were also the ones designing all the equipment for the release of superpower rundowns.
Yes, that's right. All the security equipment and,
yeah.
and all the things that are called perceptics.
Yes.
So like a balance machine, the gyro, you get in this gyroscope
Senses.
thing.
Yep.
We had they would set it up where in the Cine Castle, and they made a weightlessness rig. So they would basically weigh you and then put that amount of weights on this contraption, and then you would be in this harness and you could literally just bounce around like you didn't weigh a pound. It was very cool. I got to test it before.
I did too.
Anyway, it was basically like a Scientology amusement
I could have
ride.
used that hopping the fence, by the way.
Yeah, they
To
had
the room that was in.
they had actually all these different vials that had smells in them and all kinds of stuff. But what I want to say is that before they made a superpower building and charged Scientologists money to do this, it was being delivered to Int base people for many, many years, maybe even 20 years before it was released to the public.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
I mean,
the
more
pilot-
than that, because the
pilot
advice
documents
is
are from
about
the
it.
70s.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
So L. Ron Hubbard designed this rundown, which they now call Superpower. And it consisted of all these different things. And when they were trying to get for sense of smell, there was a plate with some lemon slices on it, and then a banana. And then there was like the things you could readily obtain and use for the smells. And now they have like 1,000 vials of every possible smell. And you have to, I'll tell you what superpower is so you don't have to do it. It costs like $25,000. You basically rehabilitate all 50 perceptics. So sight, smell, feel.
52.
52. Sense of direction, gravity, any possible thing that you can perceive, you hone in your skills on each one of those things. And when you do this, you have superpower because you now have basically supermaxed all of your perception abilities, and then you can spot SPs and you can spot aliens, you can spot whatever you need to spot.
Amy McAdams commented saying, I can't believe how much money I wasted on superpower for absolute BS.
Yeah.
There you go. See, we got people in the thing that did it, and I'm telling you what it is because when I tell you this Russ Bellin guy came to the property, that was their headquarters for all of these things that they were building that would eventually end up in the superpower building. So
Yep.
we would get to see them because we would all the time we would shoot them on video or film so that David Miscavige could show all of the muckety mucks that were giving all the money on the Free Wins events. Hey, look, this is what's coming. And we would have all these fancy videos of these things.
Yep.
Okay, and then the last person in this photo is Guillaume Lesèvre, and he was the executive director international for pretty much the entire time that I was at the property,
Yep.
until he was in the hole, and then really nobody does that job anymore. It's
Yeah, I
just,
mean, he had been a public speaker at Scientology events since the early 80s.
since there were events, he
Yeah.
was a
Oh
public
yeah,
speaker.
he replaced Kerry Gleason, and
Right.
was the executive director. Pretty much to any Scientologist in today's world would ever have known. Nobody would have ever known Kerry Gleason and all that. But
Yeah.
yeah, and looked upon as a great backbone spike to the stability of Scientology administration and its existence, all the organizations.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Highly respected.
Yes.
And Guillaume was another person that was perpetually yelled at, made fun of, smacked around.
Degradingly
Yeah.
smacked around.
And he would make fun of the way he talked. He
Because
would
he's
make-
French.
He's French.
Yeah.
If you couldn't tell by Guillaume, but he also he knew English amazing,
He did.
But he did
was
have a
really
heavy-
smart guy.
but he still had a heavy French accent.
Right, which David Miscavige constantly shoved in
one-
his face and told him it was a service facsimile not to learn to speak properly.
And he always had nicknames for everybody. So he would be like, "Are Gumby and the Frog coming?" That
Yes.
would be like a common. Oh, you know who he's talking about? He's talking about Ray Midoff and Guillaume Lesèvre.
Mm-hmm.
And one year when we were prepping for the New Year's event down at the Shrine Auditorium, we'd be there a week in advance with the execs and Dave and all that. Anyways, one of the union guys, stagehands, pulled me aside and says, "Who the frickety frack is this guy?" Because they all would hear Dave. I mean, these are civilian labor union, had to be there by contract, supporting Scientology's major event, listening to Dave dissect these guys grotesquely through this. As long as there was a microphone around it, the whole place would hear it.
Yeah.
And you'd hear him back in the green room, and they go, "Who the hell is this guy? These guys." I would activate his dental plan if he yelled at me like that.
That's what
That's what they would say.
Yeah, I'm gonna activate his dental plan. He's gonna have to get out some copay when I'm done.
But yeah, I
with him.
mean, I was there at the Shrine every year from the first event.
He's going to meet his
until I
deductible
left.
this year.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
dear.
Yeah, I mean, years and years and years
Yeah.
of degrading his. Yeah. Oh my God. There's Hera. Oh my Lord. I could. Totally
Is
Yes.
that and oh no, that's
So on the far
that's
left is Eve
Laws.
Laws, who again is
Laws.
another person that I was in the cadet organization
Isn't
with
she in that
England.
picture of you guys on the stairs?
Yep, as well as her brother Adam. By the way, I was thinking about this. I'm like, even as a kid, I was like, why call your children Adam and Eve when we're in Scientology? I mean, what the heck?
Claire,
called
I was
the 60s.
talking to somebody the other day about Power Coleman,
Yeah.
and his name's not Power Coleman.
No, it's pure.
Yeah, his
power.
name is Pure Power Coleman. There
Yeah.
were some serious hippy dippy people
Yeah.
naming some serious
That was a
hippy dippy
60s
names.
thing, Claire, when your parents.
I just remember being like, it was so confusing to me as a child. Like, I'm going to Church of England primary school, and meanwhile learning Scientology
And there's
at home.
And there's two kids, their
And
brother
they're
and sister.
at school. They're reading to us from the Bible and everything. That was already a massive contradiction.
Claire,
and then
these-
I'm like, wait a minute, they're called Adam and Eve. Like what?
These kids were conceived in the back of a school bus on the way to Berkeley or bust from
Yeah.
the 70s and 60s, and their
Fair,
parents. The bus was humpity dumpity, and what
Yeah.
do we name our kids? Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is Eve Laws on the far left. The girl saluting, I'm pretty sure, is Michelle Alcock.
I was just gonna say it's Mishi.
Yeah, Mishi, who was also born into the Sea organization.
Yeah.
And then Hera, who, by the way, was also the case supervisor for Tom Cruise during the time that I was there working on that, on being Tom Cruise's examiner. Hera was his case supervisor. I can't remember the name of the next girl. It was like Brigida, or I can't remember. Anyway, whatever.
Okay.
But the point being, this is a rare Sea Org Day ceremony. This is what it looks like when a Sea Org member is given a promotion in rank.
Yes. And either they're getting some sort of award, or it could be like a 25-year ring, or it could be, there's many things this could be.
Yeah.
If you were promoted, then everybody would, for that promotion, would all line up. And
Yeah.
they would just read the list of names.
Yeah.
They'd say the following people have been promoted from Chief Petty Officer to midshipman. And
Yeah.
then they would just read the list.
Oh,
of
which,
names.
by the way, you reminded me, and you're right. They used to give 25-year rings.
Yeah.
And then Catherine Olsen told us how then they changed it.
To a
right
pin.
before she reached her
Right? Isn't it a
25th
pin?
year to just a pin.
And
it was like
you
a gold.
have and you have to pay for it. That was the part that blew my mind.
Yes.
I was like, wait a minute. You don't get a ring, you get a pin, and you personally, that's like a Hollywood star. You know those guys have to pay
I
to
know.
get their star on
Yeah,
there.
I know. Yeah.
Okay. Yahoo. Okay, next. Oh, I see. Now we're back outside. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is definitely 2009, because there's Ron Miscavige Sr.
Yep.
was still there at the time of this. And that, I think I want to say that's Brandon again, Brandon O'Hare.
Yeah, and on the left side, the gal in the tank top, that was our friend Charlotte,
Charlotte.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Charlotte Helt. She
who was also born into the Sea
Well,
organization.
yeah. Let's not forget her dad. Isn't her dad Henning Helt?
No, her dad is Carl,
Carl Helt.
which is
so,
the brother.
so she's the niece of
Yes.
Henning Helt.
Yes.
Who was the dean of students at my school, and also one of the people who was sent to jail for perpetrating the largest infiltration into the United States government in its history, still stands today.
Yeah. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty certain
Carl,
that
yeah.
Carl, Charlotte's dad, was the head of Office of Special Affairs in Europe.
100%.
Yeah.
Or he was on those lines. If he wasn't the
Yeah.
head, he was one of the
Yeah,
head guys.
he
He
was
was one of the guys that
significant
was on
player.
the call if something went down. And he.
Significant player, yeah.
Yeah, very significant.
Okay. What do
All
we
right,
got?
we're almost there.
Oh,
Okay,
my
so now
goodness.
this
This is Gary's handiwork. This is the Star of California clipper ship.
yeah.
It is in the
see
middle
see
of
my
the
abs
desert.
and bones and elbows laying around in the background, scattered throughout.
Yeah,
couple of
and
teeth.
so this is so there's a swimming pool at the Star of
Which is
California.
not allowed to be used by AMP-based
Not
staff.
even every Sea Org Day. This is one of
Yeah, some
other words,
Sea Org
some
days
Sea Org
you don't
days.
even get to use it.
Exactly. That was what I was trying to express there. But yeah, so in the front in the green bathing suit is my cousin Amber, who is a current arbitrator in, I believe, both Haney and Baxter Paris.
Doesn't she have hate videos online about you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Isn't that weird that she is doing hate videos and she's an arbiter?
It's thoroughly documented that she is the furthest thing from an unbiased participant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was born into the Sea Organization as well. And Valerie is next to her, which, by the way, so that's the other thing. Like, Amber is an arbitrator for Valerie, as is Emily Jones. Like, they were friends.
Also, they were stewards.
Right.
So her professional Scientology history to enable her to do this is that she was one of David Miscavige's personal staff.
Yes.
There's no other. She's not.
Amber's title was...
She probably never did an arbitration before she got made the arbiter. She has zero experience.
I had to look it up before she.
Yeah,
Yeah.
arbitration. I
She
should
was
look,
assigned
that?
it and
I should look up this word so I don't get taken off this post.
She was assigned it and said yes, sir, and then went off and read it in a dictionary and word cleared it before she.
Yeah. At the...
Emily Jones is an
years-
arbitrator?
Yeah.
No. So it's basically the people who already have clearances to hear shit that's not.
Yep.
That's out in the
and
wild.
people who were close to them to try and undermine them and get under their skin. But what was I going to say? Ugh, I lost it.
Good.
Well,
Next.
that's Allison sitting
Not
above
good.
Valerie too,
Yeah,
right?
Allison, and that's also
Oh.
Galley Baram at the top.
And the very top gal, I think it's in
the
the
left?
green bathing suit. That is Roanne Hubbard Horwich, who is L. Ron Hubbard's granddaughter, who no longer works at that property, leaving only her mom, the last Hubbard, still in Scientology.
Yeah. Just to answer the question, the arbitrator is
So they did the same thing. She's an arbitrator because she was her best friend.
Yeah. So this is in reference to the Scientology lawsuits, which currently have been punted to this fabricated kangaroo court known as Scientology arbitration. Amber is one of the arbitrators. Hopefully, we will very soon reach the end of this farcical practice, and a judge will wake up and realize that this is all bogus and complete nonsensical, literally sending the victims back to their abuser nonsense. But anyway, that's where we stand right now.
Val is enduring a tremendous amount on many people's behalf.
Yeah. With no attorneys present.
No walk in the park.
No advocates, nothing.
Yeah, it's insane. Okay, then, look, that's Mike Rinder's daughter, Taryn.
Yep.
Taryn.
And that is Brendan. The story I heard, and I just know this from people who were there that left, is that Brendan had a very, very bad motorcycle accident because we never wore helmets when we were at the property.
That's what I heard. I really hope it's not true because he is just
I've heard it from 3 different people. Yeah. So he had an accident, and now they have to wear helmets. He might even... No, it's somebody else. But either way...
What were you going to say, Jackson?
Well, you and I spoke earlier about that, Claire, that my verification was had an accident but didn't walk away as a quadriplegic. He just had a bad accident.
Yeah. The other guy, his name was...
meaning he didn't... You're saying he didn't end up as a quadriplegic.
Correct.
It was just a really bad accident.
Yeah. But I think he got...
Which, by the way, I had one of those too.
I know, but he hit his head, and I think they were worried he might have brain damage.
Yeah, I mean, it was significant.
It was a bad injury.
Yeah.
And he wasn't wearing a helmet, so now they have to wear helmets.
But they got him in session right away. Didn't go to the ER.
Yeah, they handled him with...
Japan of Green Gables says, shout out to Rowan for financing Mark's escape in part.
Yes. Well, she financed it on the idea only because as soon as I got out, she canceled the check and I got that good old overdraft, baby.
Can you imagine getting an overdraft fee 48 hours after you've escaped?
I know. I've got $400 in my account because I had a check for $400 and then I spent $400 and then I didn't have the $400 and I got the little, hey, what's up with that from the bank.
In the effort to survive, we all share that uniformity of life experience of coming into this new world of banking on, do I have enough overdraft fees? If I take this out, can I eat and take $30 hit or whatever? That was part of it. I got to tell you, I mean, I lived the same.
Yep.
Okay, then this other guy, his name was Trevor Sargent, and he actually worked directly for me when I escaped. He was in the systems manufacturing area with me, and he and his wife left.
Yep.
They had kids.
Yep.
I want to say that's how they got out. They were
and he's also second or third gen.
Yeah, his parents.
Genetics. You see the genetics there in that smile.
Yeah.
The Henderson.
Yeah, Hendersons. That's right. He's one of the many, many Hendersons. Is it Mike or Matt that recently?
Mike. Oh, Matt.
Matt.
No, that was Matt.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
My good man.
He was a good man.
And I want to say they moved to New Mexico.
They did.
And now I think they live in Clearwater. I know that Jesse Radstrom is out, and him and his wife live in Clearwater, and they're doing video production for Scientology companies.
Talk about skinny. That's a whole other skinny Jesse Radstrom.
Okay, there's Taryn. I think she's also done a hate video.
Multiple. I mean,
she was had her her own site that she would just spew nonsense.
She had her own executive producer assigned to her to produce those.
Okay, so there you go. Now we know it's New York Day 2009 because they made up a banner to prove it.
This is the wind down. Now, mind you, all of us can recognize what time of day it is.
Yep, and also where do you think that is?
Well, that's on the concrete pad backside of 36.
I thought this was the parking lot by the gym.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Well,
it's in that little.
Hold on. There's pavers in there.
That's right.
So it's got to be in the walkway between 36 and the sports in the lake.
You know where the chlorinator building was, and there was kind of like that half circle down there.
Out the back side of
the gym.
Yeah, well, the
there's that
chlorinator
little
building was out
parking.
behind the Pier Center.
Yeah, so I think that's where I think it is. I think it's in that little
that's where the
parking lot.
chlorination building was, behind the Pier Center. So
Yes.
that's where that's at. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I think so. That's where they normally would have.
That makes sense.
It's just the biggest area where you can set something up
Yeah.
without blocking traffic and everything
Or
else.
sinking in the very wet over wet lawn.
Yes, exactly. Okay, now. Okay, this is two different pictures.
Yeah.
And this is just people.
This is just people eating. But look
Eating.
at this. They're eating out of buckets. It's crazy.
What? What are they
Well,
eating?
this is
they're-
very telling
it's-
to the standards.
It's
back then.
ice cream
This was a
out of
thrown
these
together Sea
giant
Org Day.
buckets.
Oh, they're
There wasn't-
ice buckets.
This
and
was
they
like-
melted, so there's just watery cones in there.
Tell me I'm wrong, but this is not a well advanced planned event. This is something that was
No.
thrown together probably. Okay, they've achieved whatever they did. COB says go ahead with it.
Yes.
And this is what we can do. And this is what they end up with, because there is no formal setting up arrangement, tables, seating. Like I said, the shirts. This just says so much from our perspective, how little they were provided
Yeah.
under the guise of a happy day.
Yeah, and the other thing is that if you had a Sea Org Day, like if it was okay to have Sea Org Day, then everybody was like, okay, good, we get to have a day off.
Right.
That's really
Day off.
I know, but I'm saying that it was such a privilege. It was so like people looked forward to this
It is
day.
crazy to me, as of sitting here right now,
Yeah.
to think back and realize that I considered this a day off.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
It's just crazy.
You could have gone 2 years with no Sea Org days,
Right.
or they just had the ceremony and no promotions. So basically, we all dressed up. We went in there. We read like the
Chanted
18
the 18
points,
points of a
the
code
Sea-
of a Sea Org member.
and then went back to work.
Yeah.
So it was you could look forward to this for years. That we're
A
gonna
true
all
day,
get a
Mark.
day
You
off.
could spend the whole day out at birthing, and nobody would be looking for you.
Exactly.
You could,
There were no
there was
musters.
so much freedom, no musters.
And people, the
It
people
was our
that
true day.
Yeah, the people
freedom.
that were assigned to kind of keep track of you were on their day off. So no one was really. I mean, if you had a really hard ass of a boss, he could have said, "Hey, I noticed you skipped all the festivities," and you could
I
be
didn't
like,
see you all
"No,
afternoon
I was on the other side.
Yeah.
I was on blah blah blah's team,"
Yeah.
and they're like, "Okay, you know."
Yeah.
I guess somebody said
Out to the opportunity. Oh, it's Mark Fisher. Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some of that. I guess you could sneak off. That's true,
Yeah.
because most everybody on the property was at Sea Org Day.
Yeah, and
So-
it was chaos compared to the normal
Yeah,
routine, and like everybody had
Yeah.
their spot that they were normally at. This was totally different.
Prior to 1990, Mark declared, the goldenrod would be looked for the next day in our baskets
Yeah.
from such an event. After, there was a lesser chance, and Mark will remember what I'm talking about, because Mark was part of one famous one. But
Are you talking
not
about when
because
I
it's
got
a-
lit up?
no. When
Oh.
Jason Bennick's bachelor party was put on by Mark.
Oh my gosh.
And I
Oh,
was
by
out
Mark
patrol-
Fisher.
Yeah, and
Oh.
anyways, that's a whole different story. But
That
in terms
was
of the out
probably the last bachelor party ever held there. I'm guessing. I never heard of any bachelor parties.
yeah,
not
but
gonna-
there
I'm
Oh
not
my
gonna go
God!
there.
Yeah.
Introduction
Too
to
many
the-
rabbit holes we can go down.
that was
Let's.
my.
I like how Mark says it. Like he didn't do that. That sounds like a confession to me. It sounds
Well,
like he's got the
organized
inside line.
It was my introduction to the adult training films.
Okay.
Okay.
We're almost there, folks.
We are almost there.
We're already an hour and a half in. So.
It's okay.
Oh, wow.
There's not that many more left.
Okay.
So, but I do want to say again. So, if you were going to get one day off every 2 or 3 years, you're going to be smiling in these pictures.
Yeah, of
because you're
course.
not getting yelled at, and you're not having to do something that's
And even
not
then,
worth doing.
And even then, by the way, when you look closely at the pictures, the amount of people that look absolutely desperately miserable.
Oh, I know, but
stands
also
out
so
to me.
skinny.
I know.
Like that's the part I would be
know.
like, if I was already skinny, and then how do you get more? It's so crazy to me that
well,
my
in
BTs
today's
love having
world,
snacks.
one thing you certainly don't notice in any of these pictures is anybody who's slightly or is overweight.
Yeah. There's no. I mean, we had a few folks that were big, but they probably would have been a lot bigger if they weren't there.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're not going to read the whole thing, but we did want to put up the code of a SEERG member. If you guys want to screen grab or you want to, freeze the video later on, you can just read these.
Screenshots. So basically, obviously, all the points you'll see in the slides, but 1 to 4, and this is 10 to 12. On the next slide is the remaining points.
Yeah, it's not big enough that I can. Oh, there we go. So number 1, I'm not going to read all of them, but I want to read a few of them. And also, I'll explain. A command intention means anything that's coming from David Miscavige. That's command intention.
That's
Whatever
right.
he says equals command intention.
Yep.
So it says 1, I promise to help get ethics in on this planet and the universe, which is the basic purpose of the Sea Org. Okay, these are the people that sign the billion-year contracts. So you're going to have time to finish off Earth and then end up on a few other planets over the next billion years that you're going to be working for these folks.
Yeah. Once you're ready to take on the universe, you don't know which way to go, but it's out there somewhere.
Yeah, and then number 2 says, I promise to uphold, forward, and carry out command intention. So that's the second point of the code of a Sea Org member, is to do whatever David Miscavige says.
Yep.
I can't listen to this shit.
I know. So
It's-
there's. I just wanted to read a few so you could get the feel of
No,
what
it's okay,
the code
Mark.
of a Sea Org
I'm not
member.
being in your cornflakes. It's just.
And then here's the second page, and also you're basically pledging your allegiance to David Miscavige and the Sea Organization, but you're also pledging your service to all of Scientology, that you're going to be doing these things so that Scientology never goes away.
Yep. What about this one? 17. I promise through my actions to increase the power of the Sea Org and decrease the power of any enemy.
Yeah. Crazy.
Crazy.
Okay, and then here's the last one. Just the last, number 9 and then number 18. That's just the way the page.
I promise to make things go right and to persist until they do, which basically translates into whatever job you're assigned, whether you're trained or not, doesn't matter. You are expected to get it done.
Like being an arbitrator.
Yeah.
You're an arbitrator now.
I promise to stay up all night and all day and all night and all day and all night and all day until that floor is swept clean and I get a pass.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
That's
or,
what that
hey,
means.
you're 14. You're now the medical liaison officer.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing that was crazy to me, besides those 18 points of the code of a Sea Org member, but the fact that there's still even that many people there, really, I mean, I'm going to say that maybe there's 200-ish people that are left there.
Yes.
From these photos, this is 2009.
Right.
So there's been a decade has gone by, 15 years has gone by.
I highly suspect a number of them have aged out.
Oh, yeah.
And are in different locations.
Or they're gone, because we know Rowan's gone.
Yeah.
We know Norman's
Trevor
gone.
Sargent,
Trevor
Sarah
Sargent,
Sargent.
Sarah. We could, you could
Marion
probably,
Powell.
we could probably whittle 50 people off of that 2009 list if we had to. So
I would guess that the current population at this property, personally, I think, is 80 to 120 people.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. We
maintenance crew.
We do know from people who have recently escaped that they're only using one main berthing building is where everybody's living, and then all of the hole dwellers or the persona non grata folks are just in another building.
And we do know, at least as of, what was that, Jackson, like 2 or 3 years ago, that there was ongoing evidence of physical abuse at that property.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and also there was a lot of aged I don't know
People
how to
that-
say.
Yeah,
well,
people
not
that
only
were
with the
sent off
human
to
beings,
homes.
but the physical, the tools and devices and things in the environment, very aged, nothing updated equipment. So Sea Org style, use it till it's completely obliterated. As long as you can keep
until
putting
you're
grease
on
it.
until you're
and
running on
turns-
the rims.
Yeah, and but it's still rolling, and then you got to get a flat spot. But it's just from our perspective, everybody that's listening is one thing that constantly proves itself as a Sea Org, and its general environment does not change much.
Yeah,
It's the same wall. It may get repainted, and but it's the same freaking wall, and somehow it continues to stand.
yeah.
and
That's
yet-
how you know when you've been there a long time.
Yeah.
When you walk through the manufacturing building and you're like, oh yeah, there used to be these little red little things along the railing in here when this was
Yeah.
first built in 1988.
Those pictures are so very telling of the lack of. There's no fashion sense. There's no.
Well, yeah, they're wearing whatever clothes they had for the last 20 years.
You're right. There's no individuality.
There's no individuality,
yeah.
Creativity, much of anything except in a Sea Org atmosphere, and that is everything is bright and shiny. And in the back of everyone's mind, thank God I'm not inside having to work, and this is fun. I'll pass a ball around, sure.
Yeah.
Anything other than in there meeting a target that you had to get done. And I don't know what it is. I've understood also that they no longer do Thursdays at 2. There's no statistics necessarily to
No.
report.
Really?
Administratively, it's definitely there's no weekly BPs and stuff like that. Now,
Battle plans.
I don't think this is a story about watermelons that turned into oranges.
Yeah.
But there's some truth that over time, some things have changed, because imagine still doing a weekly condition write-up. If you and I were still there,
I stopped. I didn't do it for like the last 5 years I was there.
Back then, it's like
Nobody even asked for it.
writing this thing out. It's like, how can I keep this up for 2 or 3 years from now?
Literally, if your job was the de-weeder, then your
Yeah.
battle plan was pull weeds.
Well, your job security was the fact that weeds grew.
I know, but
As long as
every
weeds
day
grow.
you had to write, today,
Yeah.
I'm going to pull weeds.
That's
Somebody
right.
would come and find you and say, give me your battle plan for today. And you had to show it to them in the flesh. And if you were the deputy de-weeder, de-weeding better be on there somewhere.
De-weed 4 planters. Tomorrow's going to be de-weed 5 planters.
It's literally,
Yeah.
it's
That literally is-
insanity that you're doing that. You're going to do the same thing tomorrow and the next 100 days, but every day you need to write that that's what you're going to do.
The only good
Yep.
life, I got to say, was the staff in the galley, because they cooked the meals and they were in air conditioning, and that was a never change. You can't eat the same thing every day. So whoever created the menu would order mixed things. But I'm just saying, if you and I were back there, it's like, man, I'd kill to go work in the galley.
Oh, but
I
also,
used to long to get busted to the galley
yes,
too.
Yeah.
well, because it was vacation basically.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's
messed
my-
with
my
you.
point.
It was like, just get on with it and not
Nobody
be,
bites the hand that feeds you, right? So
right.
you're as long as you made a good meal, man, that you kept the hounds away.
I gotta tell you, Gary, that I want to say it was in like the late 2000s or the late 90s, 1990s, that there was a massive, massive scandal that happened in the galley. Do you know? Were you still there when that happened?
Well, there was
I
a
don't think
number
so.
of-
I
when
distinctly
no.
remember Uwe was the security chief at the time.
Okay, so that
No.
would have been.
It would that.
It was like,
Oh, it would have been after Gary
Yeah,
left. Okay,
it was
so
like late
I'll just
90s.
tell you who was involved.
Okay, and then I'll see if I know about it. Yeah.
Andy Davitt,
Oh yeah, yeah. And,
And-
what's her name?
Lynn,
And the
Vivian Lynn,
And the walk-in produce fridge, right?
and nope, Tammy Thomas
yep.
and Panuccio.
Well, Andy, and what's her name involved the walk-in produce fridge.
Oh, they also involved the prep table for
So
Oh,
maybe
for
maybe
breakfast.
there were two different times.
No,
Yeah.
it all
Well,
it was
no.
it
Andy
all
Davitt.
got-
Andy Davitt happened on my watch
Okay.
in the late '80s.
Okay, so then you're
And
right.
Vivian.
Then
And
then the Panuccio and Tammy Thomas
came later.
happened later. But either way, whenever they'd investigate the galley, like why somebody got sick, the outcome was always
Yeah.
it wasn't this food got no that's whatever, that was day one of the investigation. We knew that because everybody got sick, but why did the peanut oil go rancid and blah, 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 blah? It's because somebody was sucking and fucking somewhere in this joint.
Was there cream filling put in somewhere where it should have been?
Oh my goodness!
Claire the guy
Okay.
jokes.
Wes
I'm
Panuccio,
out. I'm
he
out.
was the pastry chef.
Claire,
Okay.
just the guy jokes are about here. Okay. So
Okay.
that is-
Did we get any? Did we get any questions we want to look at? Oh, Catherine's in here too.
Yes. Hey, Catherine.
Oh, hi, Catherine. She always says hello to me every time.
Yes.
I stop
Yeah,
by.
there were a few. There were some great, really good questions. If you find them.
Okay. Well, if you start them, I'm going to just bring up the. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. So somebody says, isn't that where Shelly was thought to be held for a long time? Yes, that is the exact
At
property
Running Springs.
where she was held. It
Yep.
was. We don't believe she was held. We know for a fact that that's where she was held.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
not only
there's
were
a
there
good
sightings,
chance that is still where she is.
could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There have been sightings in the town by people who saw Shelly in town, in Big Bear, and nearby,
Redlands.
services places.
Redlands.
Also in Redlands, there
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
So either way, yes, Shelly Miscavige was at this location. We do not know that if she's still there. We do suspect that she was moved to a Church of Spiritual Technology center that is in Washington. Wasn't it in Washington?
I thought
In
it was
Tulum?
Northern California.
Northern
Might have
Cal.
been. Yeah, might have been
Yeah.
Northern
Close,
California.
close to Washington.
I
yeah,
can't
but-
remember the name, but yeah,
It was
it's-
another CST underground bunker site,
Yeah.
and she
it's
was
Cooper and Hicknell or something
registered.
like that.
She was registered to vote
Yep.
in that county where
Yep.
that thing was,
Yep.
and her address was the place. So I mean,
Mark
Yep.
and Claire, educated guess, but Dave's got his own private real estate.
100%. There's endless places
All
where
he's
she
got to
could
do
be
is
put.
just keep mixing the bag up, but he's only got those places to keep her at.
Yeah,
He's not
but-
going to send her to Flag.
Yeah,
He's not going to send her to Australia.
yeah,
It's
100%.
gonna be, arm's reach in a secure place, and he can
It's
just no, she's not at Running Springs. Of course
Yeah,
not.
which is
Dipshit.
exactly what happened to L. Ron Hubbard's last wife. The exact same thing. She was basically, she took the fall for him, went to jail for him as one of the people that got arrested for the largest infiltration of the United States government in history. And then she went to jail. And when she got out of jail, she didn't go back to Hubbard. She got put in a house in Los Feliz.
Yeah,
or
well, Dave's
something.
not going to repeat that mistake and put her in a house outside of the fences. He's going to put her in a
Yes.
house inside the fences, and it's Petrolia,
Yes.
Petrolia,
Oh,
California.
Petrolia. That's
Petrolia.
right. That's
There
right.
you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's a great question. Thank you for that.
Yes.
And here's another one. We got an Art Linson question.
Are Art and John Linson still in Scientology? I don't think they ever were, actually.
I don't think they ever were, or I
They're
think they
definitely
were.
not. If
They were chummy
ever
with
were.
Scientology. They weren't
Yeah.
in Scientology.
Exactly. They were a Scientology adjacent.
Yeah. Friends of.
Yeah. Oh, that was the same person who asked about the Shelley question. Okay, let's see if we can get somebody else's.
Okay, greeting. Oh, it's Elron Fuddy Duddy.
Oh.
Greetings from Target 3. I'm here for the
Perfect.
summer. Target 2 hits 300 degrees during the day this time of year. Oh,
What
so
was-
you're a winter bird,
Was he in
No,
the
summer bird.
Marky Mark in the
Whatever.
Funky Bunch manufacturing building? Is that one of those staff members?
I don't know. I don't know this person. This is new.
Mark does say Elron Fuddy Duddy an awful
I do
lot.
say Fuddy Duddy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good name. I think it's the most accurate description. A Fuddy Duddy. He was a
If
fuddy,
we could have
old
had
fuddy
jokes on
duddy.
the inside, Mark, someone should have made up a ball cap and sent it to the old man.
Oh my
And it
goodness,
says,
Fuddy
Mr.
Duddy.
Fuddy Duddy. That would have been
Chief
so.
Fuddy.
He probably would have worn it too and had a picture taken just for farts and giggles. But
Yeah.
that's funny.
And just so everybody knows, it is illegal to make jokes in Scientology.
Yeah, it's called joking and degrading.
Yeah, so I was not let loose that often. And
Except
when
with
I
Dave
was,
Miscavige.
yeah, and when I was, I definitely found out about it. You know, as a joke, a total joke, there was a girl that I fancied, and I wrote on the back of her car, DM rules.
I'll never forget that day.
Means Depeche Mode rules. Well, David Miscavige drove by
With Shelly, mind you.
with Shelly Miscavige, and he saw that and was like, "Who
Jackson?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
who the
Jackson,
fuck
get
wrote
down
that?
here. Yeah.
Who the fuck wrote
I
that?
got called down there, and he and Shelly are sitting there.
Now you tell
idling
me
bike.
what happened on the other end of this.
Yeah, well, I got called at the booth. Go down, meet Dave. Backside of 36. That's the backside of the. Anyways, the parking. You know,
the Marky Mark expansion mansion with its adjacent trailer park.
Anyways, so I roll up there and I just look on there and I just started laughing right away. And he goes, "What the fuck is this about, Jackson?" I said, "Obviously you don't know Mark too well, sir. This is Mark Headley. The band, Depeche Mode. That's what it's about. Get Mark out here." And I was like, you know, I was of that comfort. Like, Mark ain't gonna get in trouble in this because Mark got a social one up on Dave.
Yeah,
like you exceeded his social skills just on that simple.
100%. And also, I wasn't scared of him.
No, at all. And
so I would just talk like I would openly kind of just barely talk a little shit.
Mark's
like, no, that's not about. Yeah, that's not about you. It's just,
Mark would be one of the 20 guys in the room that would point out to Dave, "Hey, your fly's open."
Yeah,
and you would
hey,
say
sir. Sir.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't say sir. You'd say, "Hey, your fly's open." Anyways, so I then had to go get you. You came out and you confirmed, and he had you. And anyways, it was. And Dave, his rooster hairs went up. What the hell is this? Me. He thought it was all about him. He was convinced it was about him.
Yeah, even when I have a tattoo that says DM on my shoulder.
Yeah,
and even that. He said to somebody, "Look, that guy's got my name. He's got my initials tattooed on his shoulder." And I was like, "Bitch, you know it's Depeche Mode. Come on, don't be playing me like this. Come on."
Next question.
Okay. Next question.
All right.
Here we go.
Question, Claire: will your book include a lot of photos? Not a lot of photos, but the photos that I have, yes.
Yeah, we don't have. We had photos.
Like 10 photos of my childhood.
We had a lot of photos from when we were at the base, and I took a lot of pictures, and I would develop them and the whole deal. And they went through every single one of those photos, and they took out anybody that was from the international headquarters.
Security
for the most
has a lot more photos than you guys did.
Who did?
I said security has a lot more photos than any base staff member did.
Yeah. So we didn't get it. They purposely take that out so that when you say somebody you talk to, you say, "Hey, you were in Scientology." You go, "Yeah, I was in Scientology my whole life." And they go, "Do you have any photos?" And you're like, "Nope." And you're like, "You did it for your 30 years and you don't have one photo?" It's like, "No, they took all my photos." It's just like,
I'll never forget up in the Hubbard garage up at Bonneview when I was going through all the staff members that were hauled back from Creston.
Yeah.
That Dave busted and Pat Nannies and
Nanny broker,
all their personal belongings.
Brousseau,
I had to
Brousseau.
go through every thread, every pocket of everything, pull out everything. And I was sitting in there one day, had the stack of photographs, and Dave and Shelly come up to see what's going on or to get an update. And we were sitting there for a good half hour going through all these photographs. All their fun, interactive, their little barbecues, you know, projects, the animals at that base. And Dave was like, none of them go back to any of them. But it was just a peek into that life of post Hubbard up at Creston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But no one, they were taken from him.
Oh, Mark Fisher said he had photos of David Miscavige holding automatic.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, there was a lot of pictures taken up there.
Oh, they took that one for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Dave's got them all. He doesn't get rid of them, but he still got his pictures.
Yeah, let's just see. I didn't read this whole thing, but...
Off topic, but since I rarely catch a live, I want to give a shout out to Mark's dad for paying for a 1-800 number for years, waiting for a call from his kids. What a mensch. Glad he got to spend time with you guys. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, he really did that. My dad, the whole entire time I was in the Sea Org, every time he would talk to me, he would remind me, "Hey, there's a 1-800 number you can always call no matter where you are or what's up."
And that is how you reached him.
And that is 100. I would have never in a million years known his number, even to call him, because I didn't get to bring anything with me. But also, if I called him, I would literally go and find the number and then call and then never have the number. But because he had this 1-800 number, I always remembered it. And he did, until the day he died, he kept that number.
That is an incredible father-son story.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. RLC, thank you for the super chat. That's very generous.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, here we go.
Claire, you mean you don't participate in team building activities with your coworkers on your days off? Exactly, right? I know.
That's true. I
don't.
didn't think about it like that. Like, hey, you guys all get the day off, but you're going to have to play the telephone game for 3 hours before you can do anything else.
Oh my God. Can you imagine us having this conversation with our kids?
Oh my God.
Like, they'd be like, what?
They're like,
Hell no.
There was no
this is
corporate
weird.
no corporate sponsored bands hired. Like Christina Aguilera didn't come and sing at our Sea Org days.
Oh yeah, no. There
Nothing,
was
none of that. No.
Most of the Sea Org days were no frills. I mean, you could get
Yeah.
an ice
Well-
cream. You could get an ice cream
Again.
if we were outside in the hot sun.
Yeah.
They'd almost always have ice water and ice cream.
Hold on. I have a question. Was it Sea Org Day or Christmas when sometimes there would be a bass talent show?
Christmas.
Oh, okay.
That was the officers thing.
Yeah.
But again, you guys pre 1990, I had number of years of good Sea Org days.
Yeah. We heard stories. They'd
Yeah.
have drinking contests after a staff
Yeah.
meeting. Okay, like
And the
chug
goldenrod would
contest.
fly the next day. But yes. But
Yeah.
yours was and just as a side note, and only to those listening ears that would find this interesting, Mark, you were put in charge of that was our first use of the lake.
Yes, when we had the jet
Lake
skis.
and Overboard Island.
Yes.
But when we had the jet skis, and you had given me special clearance to come in early that day because my guards were going to be either in bed or on watch, and to give us some time, you had them all fueled up, and I almost broke my femur that day. But nonetheless,
Shannon did.
There was a kid
Yeah.
who worked he actually replaced that guy we were talking about, the Jim Lucas guy. He replaced Jim Lucas when Jim Lucas left, and he was the guy who ran the messages all over the property. And he was a young kid. I want to say he was 15 or 16.
Mm-hmm.
And he was driving jet ski. He was driving way, 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 way too fast in that little lake. And he was headed towards the edge, and I was like, give it gas, like turn and give it gas. And he just turned. You know, a jet ski, you don't give it gas, you don't turn. And he crashed into the side of the lake and destroyed the jet ski. And they wanted me to pay for it because I was the one who basically signed it out at the rental place. And finally, I, begged to Michelle Yeager. Mark Yeager's wife was like the PR girl who was paying for some of these things. I was like, hey, you got to talk to these guys. I can't pay for a $10,000 jet ski. I'm getting overdraft fees, babe. Anyway, but yes, that was one of the early, I want to say that was 91, or it was one of the early years when there was fun to be had.
Yeah.
well,
I do
your
remember
earlier
it was
years, I'm just saying
92.
it was one of my last.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other, here, let's see what this says here.
Okay. Didn't Jenny Linson also show up at the Mike Rinder phone call incident?
know what?
Yes.
She did.
Oh, hey,
Out
SP
there outside
Spanglish.
the
Oh,
Yes.
and
doctor's
Taryn as well.
Yes.
Outside the doctor's office.
I don't
Christy
think
was
Taryn
in.
was there. Kathy was there
No.
for sure.
Taryn and Kathy were there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this was when Mike and his wife Christy were at a doctor's appointment, and Mike was outside in the car, and they literally got ambushed by like 7 of
Mike
the top
Bloomberg,
executives,
all these same
David
characters.
Bloomberg, yeah. 7
Marion
of the,
Powell.
and they were yelling like so much so that the doctor's office had to call 911.
Yep.
It was a whole debacle.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was a great PR move by Scientology.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
they want to
Outstanding.
basically create conflict and then somebody to get injured, and then they say, Mike did that.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty evil.
Here we go.
SOP.
Question. I don't know if this was asked, but do they always do Sea Org Day? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we've answered that now.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
And I don't know, it seems like at some of the other bases, like LA and EU, and they would always have Sea Org
Yes.
Day. There was no question that they weren't going to have Sea Org Day.
Yep.
And they, all, to my knowledge, everywhere else did have them regularly.
Yep.
But at the Int base, there were so many years where David Miscavige, he literally is having meetings from after lunch until into the wee hours of the night, yelling and screaming at just about every single possible production group or committee or whatever, just yelling at them all day, every day. And then maybe he'd leave to go to an event for a few weeks and everybody'd get a breather. But as soon as he came back, there was nothing to celebrate. Okay. There was nothing to celebrate.
In terms of the imp base, now that he's gone, They probably figured out how to get approval to have one, and they spend the minimum amount of money for the maximum amount of gain or bang for their buck.
Yeah, somebody. One of the people that recently left, Jackson, said that he hasn't been there in years and years and years.
Yeah, so
which I would imagine that's like paradise now.
He still lingers in their head, Mark. I mean,
no, I know they still got a step two when he says to do stuff
to the gate.
I bet you that's always a thing. Like if you guys something is out of control here,
he could be here this week. You better get
he's
that
probably
done.
got spies. There's definitely
of course
spies.
He does.
There's definitely
absolutely.
spies.
Oh my God.
It's so weird.
I know it is, Mark, but you question that daily.
It's so weird to think that there would be spies in the workplace at a place that really doesn't do anything at all. It's all make work. Everything they do.
I would put a year's worth of income that there is a weekly detailed report that gets submitted, but somebody on that base is on his speed dial.
Yeah.
24/7.
Hold on. I got to show this comment because this is a new one to me. Amy McAdams says, the public was always asked to give funds for ESO bonuses for ESO Day, at least in LA.
Oh.
That is crazy.
So they're
basically
basically
laundered money.
Wow.
That is so
bonuses.
crazy.
So that is crazy that the LA guys would do that. Oh my God. David Miscavige would lose his mind if he found out that local bases were basically getting donations to have their fun. Oh my goodness. That
is crazy.
I could see that if you're in LA. These LA guys, they're visionary. Okay, that's where the what was that thing called, the chase race or
chase wave? The
chase wave of charging people's credit cards and maxing them out.
Still going on.
Yeah, that's an LA thing.
Yeah,
that's or I'd say Orange County. Orange County and LA have come up with ways to scam their people more than any other places. The chase wave.
Wow,
okay,
that's crazy.
We got some people saying hi to Jackson.
Yes, it's all good. I think we covered the main ones we wanted to cover.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here's a good one. Yeah, good question.
Any idea when Julian Dory is going to release part 2 of your interview? Impatiently waiting and hoping he didn't get scared by Scientology or something. He definitely did not get scared by Scientology.
I just think that we talked about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think some of the stuff is even too controversial for I'm just saying I'm dubbing this in.
No, well, don't dub it in. He is going to come out with part 2.
Of course he is.
As soon as he tells us, we will post it on our community page and share it on our socials and everything.
I'm just
saying.
He
will let us know.
It's 4 or 5 hours of footage to edit.
Yes.
I don't think it was as controversial as our earlier statements, Mark. So.
No. No. We talk. There's some Tom Cruise stuff in there. There's some other stuff floating in that interview. Oh yeah, here it is. That's the thing you said. Too bad on photos.
Yeah.
I had photos of DM holding automatic. Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else? Okay, we're good.
I think we made it till the very end.
For those two, by the way.
I had to put up these slides again. I just realized.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Thanks so much for joining us, Jackson. We appreciate it. Always appreciate your insights into everything in the crazy life that we knew in Scientology, and grateful for every day we're living out here on the outside.
Yeah, I do want to highlight again to those listening that if you know family members of those that are in the pictures you just saw, please let me know, because I've done it on a number of occasions where I've sent those loved ones where it means something to them to at least seen what they look like on that timestamp.
Yep.
And we pretty much know every single person that was at that property.
We just don't know how to get a hold of their family.
If you you personally have a relative or somebody that was special to you or that you knew that you thought went there, you can always write to Claire@blownforgood.com, and then we'll 99% of the time we know, unless they came after we left, which is very, very few people arrived there. Most people left there. And if we'll know if they're in any of these photos as well.
Yep, exactly. Perfect.
Okay,
These
so-
are just our end slides now.
Well, yeah, I wanted to say, somebody asked me, I think it was either on the podcast or on one of the other channels, why there haven't been more books that have come out about the imp base. And you will notice the books that came out, my book, Amy's book, Jeff Hawkins' book,
Mike Rinder.
Mike Rinder's books, these were all people who left between 2004 and 2007. After 2007, they got very, very strict and very, they made themselves maneuver out of people being able to publish by books by giving
It
them.
was past that because Ron Miscavige.
So
did a
after
book
the
too.
Ron Miscavige's book.
But yeah.
But after that, they basically went to every Sea Org member who'd ever been at the Imp base. They gave them a decent sized check and had them sign documents so that they would not be allowed to publish a book. And so there was a brief little window of maybe 10 years where people that had left could do it and hadn't signed any of these new documents.
And
So
once again, the effects of strong work on the outside changing things on the inside.
Oh, 100%.
Yep.
100%. They're subscribe to Claire's Substack.
That's where I'm posting news about my book.
Are we gonna do the thingy dingy where people win whatever that you call
The
it?
giveaway. Yes.
giveaway?
You want to do a giveaway?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay.
Is it too late?
No, you guys talk about this and
Okay.
I'll get it set up.
The SP shop is where we have merch. We have Damn It Davy dolls. We have SP bracelets, Leah and Mike bobbleheads, and the proceeds benefit the Michael J. Render Aftermath Foundation. So head on over there if you'd like some merch. And here I can grab the controls here for a second. HowdyCon 2026 is coming up. It will be September 18th to the 20th in New London, Connecticut. There's a silent auction, which will benefit the foundation. Only 9 tickets left. You can buy yours at howdycon2026.com. When you go to the site, very important here, the password is all caps, XENU, as in Xenu. There will be all kinds of amazing suppressive people speaking at this event, myself included. Phil Jones will be there, Apostate Alex, Chris Shelton, Tony Ortega. Anyway, it'll be a good lineup. And
I'm ready. Whenever.
go ahead.
Okay, so
should we take the slides down
hold
now?
on. No, what's that?
Comedy for a Cause is coming up in March 2027 on St. Patrick's Day. For any former Scientologists, the Aftermath Foundation runs an online support group facilitated by Rachel Bernstein. There you go. I think we made it to the end now. Boom.
Awesome.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so if you typed in anything during this, there's only 30 people who've commented.
Oh, we haven't mentioned it. Oh, okay. Well,
Or maybe that's since I did it.
yeah, shoot. Oh, well.
Since I started it.
Yeah.
That's whoever commented since.
Well, that's a bummer. But
it
oh
is a
well.
bummer.
It's fine.
Hey,
Let's
there's
just
no
do it
refresh
anyway.
button?
It is what it is.
Well, no, if I refresh it, it'll start over.
Oh,
See, I normally start it before
I
we
see.
do the
Yes.
stream, and every single time somebody
Oh.
comments, they get entered in to win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So basically, that count is now just starting in the last few minutes.
yeah. So if you're wanting to be entered, quickly type a comment because we forgot to set this up ahead of our stream today.
Well, I didn't
Just
know
like
we were
Mark
going to
said.
do it.
just say anything like Mark said. If you say
Yeah.
anything, you'll be
Comment.
entered.
There
So
you go.
enter
Tracy.
anything.
Tracy took me up on it. She wrote comment.
Enter anything.
Comment, hello.
Let's
go
give him a
for
few
it.
minutes, Mark. I gotta say.
Yeah. Okay, let's do. Oh, here's one.
Japan of Green Gables says, question, is it true Xenu personally audited David Miscavige? No, it's not true. Ray Midoff did, John Eastman did, and a few others, but
Jan
not
Sims?
Xenu.
No, Jan.
She never
supervised-
No.
audited him. She was
No.
just the one who
she
set it up.
supervised him and read his
Yeah.
folder
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
So that's a good point because if you are somebody who knows somebody who's in Scientology, or you have a relative that's in, or any of these things, they're not allowed to know about the Xenu story. Mm-hmm. So talking about Xenu, if you were in Scientology, like the entire time I grew up in Scientology, I went to Scientology schools, I was at the international headquarters. Never once did I hear the word Xenu.
Not
Never.
even when your wife
Yep. She read this fuddy-duddy's nonsense, and she knew about it. I didn't know about it. Okay. And so a lot of Scientologists have found out about Xenu and the body thetans from South Park. Like the majority of people that have found out about it that are inside Scientology is through South Park.
Yep.
You can go online and find the handwritten L. Ron Hubbard documents that talk about Xenu. But, I mean, to have it on TV makes it very easy access.
Yes.
And you can pretty much watch it without anybody knowing.
Yeah.
And you can find out. But that is the story. And Xenu is a bad guy in Scientology. He's like their Lex Luthor.
Yep.
Okay?
Exactly.
And that's who Xenu is. Now, the body thetans are also enemies of Scientology because you have millions and millions of them in you, and whatever predilections they have, you'll get up to. Like mine are night snackers. You know, what can I do? I haven't gotten rid of my body. So if you're in Scientology and you learn about the body thetans, the whole idea is that you're going to get rid of all your body thetans, and that's what you pay millions and millions of dollars for. Because they have the body thetan dividing rods there, and you can only get them from authorized resellers. And so that's Scientology.
My body thetans follow the Dodgers during baseball season. So
there you go. They're like a Doyer dog.
Baseball. Yeah, they're
like
not with me during baseball season.
So Scientology, if you say body thetan or you say Xenu, those are like Scientologists will freak out if you say that, because
if they know about what it comes from.
Of the ones who know about it.
Only a very small handful. The other ones will be like, oh, that's not.
Yeah.
We don't believe
So
in
this is the
that.
other crazy part. So the Scientologists that don't know about Xenu and the body thetans, and you tell them, oh, watch this, they go, that's not how we use thetan in Scientology. Right. There's no such thing as a body thetan.
Justified bullshit.
They reject it so wholly as a joke that it doesn't affect them at all.
Yep.
And so those are the two reactions you'll get from a Scientologist. They'll either freak out and say, shut up, you know it's not cool to say that.
Yeah, and if they do freak out, then you instantly know that they've done the upper levels.
That's right. And if they say it's not true, then they're a noob. They're still a noob in Scientology because they haven't gotten up to that part, which is like, I mean, if you really genuinely wanted to get to the top of Scientology, you could do it in 10 years. So if after they've been in for 20 years and they don't know about Xenu, they ain't a dedicated Scientologist. They're one of the people just kind of just there in the bubble, but they're not paying, they're not doing all that crazy stuff. They're just like, whatever, treat others as you'd like them to treat you. Sounds great. I'll do that.
Yep.
They still got money in their bank accounts.
They still have money. They know that Scientology will take their money. They know that. From everybody that they know that's in Scientology, most of them have given a lot to Scientology, whether they have a lot or not.
So what do we get up to in numbers? Do we increase ranks?
Let's see. Like 37.
It's
43.
Okay, perfect.
I'm
We're
doing
good.
it. Here we go. Remember, this is purely random. This is chosen by StreamYard. This is their tool. If I win, it's not my fault. Japan of Green Gables.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's won before.
Well,
it's okay. You might have to pick. I'm
only reacting to the gender assignment, but that's okay.
Whatever. It's a she in here, right? Isn't it Anne of Green Gables? So
but
Japan.
This is Japan.
I understand. So that's how much I know.
Congratulations, Japan of Green Gables. Send me an email, claire@blowingforgood.com. I know you have it.
Mike always loved this name.
Yes.
He always loved this name.
Yep.
Japan of Green Gables.
Yep. Rest in peace, Mike. We missed you, man.
We got lots of people saying thank you.
Oh, and by the way, before just finishing comment, on Friday, this coming Friday, we are celebrating a 34th wedding anniversary. So my proposal for next Sunday is that we do anniversary edition. So pop your questions for
Anniversary edition.
Yes.
What does that mean?
It's going to be like talking about
Mark,
whatever. I'll make a list.
That's
I won't be talking about that girl I rode on the back of the car.
Shut up while you're ahead, buddy. We're all witnessing this.
I won't talk about that other girl either.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Well, I can do it now. It's not the anniversary episode.
I love how you've managed to cover my face over for this part. That's just...
It's not covered in their view.
Oh, it's not?
Oh, no, the comment. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's true.
He's like, she needs to stop talking.
Awesome. I think we had a great time. I'm glad Gary joined us.
Yes,
he's
thank
always
you so
fun.
much.
He also, Gary and I had a lot of run-ins when I was there. Because if I wasn't allowed to go home, that was one of Gary's guys who was the enforcer of that. And it was a guy named Danny Dunnigan.
Done it again. Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
or as he was known in security, done it again. He actually got sued for punching a protester one time.
Yeah, out in front of the castle.
What's that?
That wasn't just one. That was the second time, but yes, the one that's caught on camera and hit the internet. Yeah.
Oh, yes, that time too.
Yeah.
But I'm saying while we were there, everybody knew that he punched somebody, and it was a big flap. And I think he actually has done it. No, maybe it is 2 times. I don't know. I don't keep track of Danny Done It Again anymore.
Well,
but he is a main character in my book who we meet up with regularly. And he is also, I'm pretty sure it was him who tried to run me off the road that one time when security was chasing me down the road, which is the cover of my book.
I'm not trying to wedge my way into your guys' channel, but
no.
To your stories, I think we could have another productive conversation just on some historical facts and little details of life at the base.
That would be amazing.
To help people better understand what it was like as 3 humans surviving within those confines and better understand the atmosphere. Because I just think it's deserving to the outside world.
I 100% think we should do that because the int-based property was purchased in a very similar way that they purchased the property they have in Clearwater.
Yeah.
In Clearwater, they were the United Churches or something like that when they bought the Fort Harrison Hotel and a bunch of other properties down there. Well, at the base, they scouted this property as a golf course for a film that Hubbard was shooting.
It was a shoot, yeah.
And then he was like, we should buy that place. That place is amazing.
It was in bankruptcy and all that, and they discovered this thing is for the prime taking. Yeah, I think Janice covered that as a detail.
Yeah, it was basically a country club and golf course. That's what it was. And it was a hot springs that Old Man Gilman, when they dried up, when the government was building a secret facility on the other side of the mountain, they have an underground facility on the other side of the mountain from the Scientology, and which they do guard with machine guns. And
no, I don't know where these information come from.
No, I'll tell you. We did we did a deep dive, and we also got somebody who had the documents of when the Indians were suing the government for the facility they were built in there because they dried up the springs. And somebody found that, and then that led to a bunch of other things. But regardless, Old Man Gilman just put boilers in all the spas.
Time period, yeah.
To keep them running because the underground water source dried up. But regardless of all that, I wanted to say the company they bought it with was called the Scottish Quietude Society.
Yeah, that's Scottish in it and all that. Yeah, and for years, just
and
because this is all going to come to an end. But
no, the Scottish. It was the Scottish Highlands.
The Highlands. That's right.
The Scottish Highlands of Quietude or something. But the property was known as SHQ, which was the summer headquarters, and then there was a W and WHQ, right? Right, Gary? Is that right?
Yeah.
So in
there
a lot of
and there was W.
Yeah, and so a lot of Hubbard advices and writings, because he wasn't supposed to be running Scientology, he would write these communiques that had the abbreviations of SHQ or S or X or W, and those were these secret locations that were everywhere.
And names got characters such as star, pound sign, stuff like that.
Yeah, all these codes into his documents, so that if the FBI got their hands on them, it would just basically be useless.
It was a simple. We don't know who Star is. Yeah,
we don't know.
But also a little historical fact too is that base ties into Louis L'Amour novels, the history of the San Jacinto Valley, the security stories of what we were publicly known as prior to the Star of California going in, that we were caretakers for a rich investor, yada yada yada. So, and then the whole local
we'll do a deep
lore
dive on all that.
Yeah,
That would be
that
great.
would
we
be
made
amazing.
porns there and everything. Yeah. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll schedule it. And we'll see what pictures, because I know they used to be able to go on eBay and buy postcards and ashtrays
Janice has a bunch of that.
and trinkets from when it was a country club.
Massacre Canyon NDAs. That's right.
Yes,
That's
it's amazing. Muhammad Ali fought there. Bunch of
Fraser.
people.
Yeah.
WDC Fields. Remember that?
WDC Field. Oh my God.
Anyways,
Back to back, he announced that. That's just only funny to us right now, but yes.
awesome, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us,
Yes,
Gary.
thank
We
you,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
And
We'll see you next week.
Till next time.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to help support the channel, feel free to check out the merch store link in the description. We have Hail Xenu, Xenu is my homeboy, and BFG branded mouse pads, shirts, mugs, all sorts of other stuff in there that helps us to bring you new content on a regular basis. You can also pick up a copy of my book, Blown for Good, Behind the Iron Curtain of Scientology, in hardback, Kindle, and Audible versions as well. There's also a link to our podcast, and you can get that on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to watch another video, you can click on this link right here, or you can click on this one here, or you can click on the subscribe button right here. Thanks a lot. Until next time.